The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a Dungeons and Dragons show by RollCast and is intended for mature audiences. It contains mature themes, strong language, violence, and drug references. Full content warnings can be found in the episode description. Hello, and welcome to the first video for the Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief, a new Dungeons and Dragons series that will have videos and podcasts published fortnightly. This is a homebrew campaign that primarily runs off 5e, but we do bring in some mechanics, spells, and gods from previous editions. Additionally, whilst most of the gods that we're using and some of the places exist in the official 5e canon, they're generally quite different in our campaign. So if we say or we do something that doesn't quite line up with the 5e canon, then move on, I guess. We've been running this campaign as a group for the past 2 years now, but due to some copyright issues with the soundtracks that we used, we've not really been able to publish these videos. Until now, that is. If you'd like to get completely up to date with our adventures so far, take a look at the video on our channel, and you'll be able to find out what's happened to our group already, which gods they've angered, who amongst them can't handle their alcohol, and who has made sweet, sweet love to a broom. Luckily though, despite the length of time we've been gaming together, we're actually quite early in the story, so now is the perfect time to jump in. I'm Tom, the games master for this campaign, and with me are JB, Coogan, and Gaz. JB, would you like to let us know who you're playing?
Yeah, sure. I'm playing a guy called Ragnarok. Rag for short. He's a hell of an orc. He's a bit of a strutter. He sniffs, he kicks, he breaks, he fakes, and he plays. Oh boy, does he play! He plays the lute. What orc plays the lute? Rag does. You could come and join the chaos with this unruly, passive-aggressive, mountainous green lump of just pretty much an asshole, really. What will be his footing in this party? Does he want to lead or simply follow? Let's just say this guy can't be told what to do.
Brilliant. Coogan, how about you?
Oh, well done for that, JB. That was fantastic.
Thanks, Coogan.
My name is Gregor. My name is Gregor, or as some call me, Gregor the Last. I'm a dragonborn who was brought up in the Church of Talos. My village was destroyed by an undead entity known as the Blizzard of Corpses. I was all that was left of Skald. To find answers of why my village was destroyed, I learned the ways of Talos, got stronger, and became a fully fledged cleric of Talos. But then the war started. That was a pain in the ass for me, I've got to say. My cleric comrades and I were sent to the east to serve the King Titan, who was in his brutal civil war. For several years I fought battle after battle, until I finally opened my eyes and saw the king for the mad tyrant he truly was. But my comrades and allies were still blinded by his madness. So I had no choice. I had to abandon my post, my comrades, my friends, to search for what I had forgotten during the war. Why was my village destroyed? What happened to my mother and my father? What is the Blizzard of Corpses? And how do I destroy it? For me to find these answers, however, I must get stronger and gather allies. For help. With both the old cleric brethren and the king's assassins after me, I must get stronger, or die trying. More recently, I've been travelling with an interesting group, a half-orc bard with a bad temper, and a human monk who is shrouded in mystery. We have met a god and entered into a contract with him, destroyed unwieldy creatures, and made friends along the way. I do not see where the future lies with us, but hopefully this group will lead me to the goal of destroying the Blizzard of Corpses and avenging my village.
Fantastic. Finally, Gaz, tell us a bit about your character.
Okay, yep. Well, my name is Iyvak Mileart, and he was a monk. Well, he is a monk, and he's wandered as a nomad for many years. Once he used to be with the monastic guild, which dedicated its teachings to the mind and body. They were thought of as heroes, as they would help locals at times of strife, regardless of the circumstances. His monastery used to lay on top of Haronsay Mountains, where it was biting frost weather, which would aid in their training in the harsh environments, which would start as soon as they could walk, really. For years, his mind and body was built to withstand any test, whether it was combat or philosophy. Not everyone survived, it was hard, and those that did hoped to control their ki, a power attainable to those who walk the monastic life. Like others, I was an orphan, but I had a family within the Haronsay Guild. I was practicing the ancient art of that was known as still warming in preparation to become a Magier, a final ki control exercise that relied on using ki to warm up the body while sat perfectly still in the snow. And it was when he was doing that everything changed. During the exercise, he saw a vision of screaming and torment before seeing a copper spider, which is the emblem of my guild, come to life before freezing solid and shattering. He saw it in his mind's eye as he was meditating. And when it came to, he knew that something had gone wrong. It was an overwhelming sense of dread. So he hurried back to his guild, and his brothers, that's where he found that all his brothers had been flayed. His home was absolutely desecrated by blood and sinew. No one had survived, and the only clue were many sets of tracks that resembled what he thought at the time were Dragonborn. He followed them into the forest, but eventually lost track and wasn't able to find them, and continued searching for about 5 years, asking whoever would listen about my order. During this time, I began to give in to my rage and prejudice about the Dragonborns, leading me further away from the serenity my order tried to instill in me. Directionless, I stumbled across 2 other adventurers after we were kidnapped as slaves and escaped, one of which was a Dragonborn that I found hard to trust. Over time, though, I began to trust him, especially as I discovered that the Dragonborn might not have been the cause of the destruction of my order. Surprisingly, it is the half-orc, Ragnarok, that tests my patience more. But over time, I have begun to calm my unpredictable anger once more, especially after dealing with the god of tricks, Cyric, that's the one, yep. Cyric, who, as a game, cursed me with blindness and then cursed me with glowing eyes that seem to be able to control people, but this power can hurt them, or may not always work. So it's a little bit, still trying to work that one out. There is one final question beyond Cyric and this battle between gods, who was the drunk I found, who wore the emblem of my order. Did he buy it as a trinket, or is there more to this man than meets the eye? Which would be something I hopefully might be able to find out.
Brilliant. Cheers for that, Gaz. So, just before we jump in, quick heads up. None of us here are voice actors. Now, have we ever had any drama lessons or anything like that? That I know of. This is probably about the time that one of you just jumps in and said that you attended RADA once upon a time. Nonetheless, if you're expecting some amazing character voices, then you're kind of shit out of luck here. What you will get, though, are some... I was going to say, what you will get, though, are some attempts at the accents and voices. Some will be successful. Most of the ones that I attempt won't be. But hopefully in time we'll improve somewhat. But with all of that out of the way, let's jump into last session's summary and the tale of Rag, Gregor, and Iyvak, also known as the newly christened Solomonari. Having returned to Beggar's Hollow and collected their adventurer's permit from Lord Solus, the group went their separate ways, with Gregor remaining at the tavern, getting suitably drunk, and Rag and Iyvak returning to the potion seller Teeks to turn in the Renario mushrooms he had requested. After a small amount of convincing, Teeks sold Rag some potions at a reduced rate, as well as entering into a contract with him and Iyvak to buy any further mushrooms they found in their travels. Next, they set off for the fields in the outskirts to locate their wormling Bimmet, as well as Gregor, who unbeknownst to them had remained behind in the tavern. They soon realised their mistake though, and set off back into the village to find their compatriot. As this was happening, Gregor realised that his friends had left, and after continuing to get drunk, he staggered out into the village to find them. On his way, he bumped into the same strange grey tiefling that Rag and Iyvak had previously met, and given false names to. During the conversation, Gregor let slip that they had lied about their names to the tiefling, who was none other than Amrius Reap, the father of Edchar Reap, and the very man who was funding the expedition to the Temple of Merkel. Although he was still very drunk, throwing up on himself in the process, Gregor retained enough clarity to convince Amrius not to follow him to the outskirts, as he realised that doing so would reveal the existence of Bimmet, who Gregor had bragged about slaying. But he did agree to meet Amrius in the tavern shortly afterwards for an interview of sorts. With that, the tiefling set off back again into the tavern, leaving Gregor to stumble around the village in a drunken stupor until he ran into Iyvak and Rag once again. They managed to convince him to have a nap whilst they dealt with Amrius' interview, though not before he tried to grab Bimmet's tail, and then fell fast asleep. At the tavern, Iyvak and Rag completed their interviews. Iyvak completed his without incident, being welcomed onto the expedition. Though because of Rag's answers, as well as his forced smile, put upon him by Ivak's helm of telepathy, certain stipulations were added for him to join, which mainly involved Iyvak also being punished if the half-orc caused any trouble. During this, Gregor woke back up, completely sober, and made his way to the tavern as well, being met by Amrius once inside. Like Rag, he was allowed on the expedition with stipulations due to his past in King Titan's army, although Amrius did appreciate Gregor's honesty. With the interview completed, Amrius offered to portal them back to Salt Harbour, which they initially accepted, but soon began to panic when they realised doing so would abandon Bimmet. A farcical runaround began with the group trying to lead Amrius away from Bimmet, which all culminated in the wormlings revealed to Amrius after Gregor confidently snuck into the village. Surprisingly, Amrius decided to help them and vanished before reappearing minutes later with an amulet embedded with both a black new mine crystal along with multiple runes that, when worn, turned Bimmet's appearance into that of a fey dragon. With their problem solved, Amrius conjured yet another portal, which Gregor, Rag, with Mini Bimmet on his shoulder, passed through. Though Amrius held Iyvak back for a quick chat about his leadership of the group. Back in Salt Harbour itself, the group departed from Amrius and returned to the Baneful Squid, where they were greeted by Crumb Grimlock. Infuriated by how the evening had gone, Rag proceeded to get blackout drunk at the bar, and once again passed out on the bar itself, cuddled up to the diminutive form of Bimmet. Both Iyvak and Gregor decided to retire as well, though for Gregor he had little sleep. With the magic nullification of the pink new mine crystal in play, he was bombarded by two sets of conflicting memories, forcing him to try and retain his sanity. And that, guys, is where we got up to last session.
Brilliant.
So, It is now the next morning. Gregor, you spent the entire night tossing and turning, trying to sleep, but not really managing any success. Your nose stopped bleeding, your ears stopped bleeding, but you still have this sense of unease, sense that something's not quite right with yourself. I mean, evidently it's not. You can remember 2 lives at this point.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
You did sleep well enough to fully recover all of your health, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Iyvak and Rag, could you roll me just a straight up d20, please?
That'll be a 7.
7, yeah.
It's 11 for me.
Okay, so both of you managed to sleep okay-ish. Iyvak, you tossed and turned a little bit. You woke up a few times in the night. But you slept well enough. You feel rested. Rag, considering that you were literally passed out on the bar itself, you were never going to get an amazing night's sleep. But again, you were well rested enough. You wake up. The sun is now breaking through into the tavern itself. You look around and Crumb isn't anywhere near you. But Bimit is. Bimit's still just curled up in the side.
Crumb!
No answer.
Coffee!
Hold on a second, Rag. Hold on, I'm trying to open up the tavern.
Come on, hurry up, I need a coffee.
I know you need a coffee. You drank half the bloody bar last night.
Coffee.
You just hear him growl, and then you can hear like his footsteps in the distance. He's in the back room at the moment. Takes a second or two, and you can hear some water being poured.
Bimit.
Bimit is still fast asleep at this point.
So take my hand and then just give him a little tap on the head. Bimit! Bimit, come on!
Roll me a strength, please, because you're a big orc. You're a big half orc who's, hungover to fuck.
That's a natural 1.
Oh, okay.
Always a
Gonna
good
be one of
start.
those nights.
Always a good start.
It's always a good start.
You
Bimit's
start.
dead.
And that's sort of the problem of you guys having a dragon. You start like tapping him, and he doesn't. He just kind of shuffles a little bit, but doesn't really do too much. So getting a bit irritated, you start hitting him again. You hit him. You hit the top of his head, and his head kind of smacks against the base of the bar. It looks like you damaged him a little bit, but he started to shuffle himself, started to get up. Why hit me?
Rouse! It's time to go.
What rouse?
Arise.
Just kind of his little reptilian eyes just kind of narrow at you slightly. Just
Crumb!
whoa!
Another coffee, make it 2.
The other 2 woken up.
No idea.
Oh,
Go
what's
and
the other
check-
coffee
go-
for then?
I want to drink 2. Go and see if the others are awake.
You go see if the others are awake, Rag. I'm not your bloody maid.
Can I start coming downstairs? Or-
Yeah, you guys can come down whenever you want.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'll do that then, and I'll come up to the bar and I'll be like, "Morning, Rag.
Ah,
How are you feeling?"
ah.
Yep, same as usual, I see. Have we seen our friend Gregor anywhere?
He's still sleeping.
Ah, right. I request food, I believe, before we start today.
But you'll be lucky. I'm getting my coffee first.
Oh, yes. Orc must have his coffee, I do remember. Is there any service here?
You can just hear Crumb still kind of like smacking around in the back.
No, would that be crumbs?
He's not being very delicate about it. Just kind of comes back into the bar, and Rag, you see him. You see him with like just a very big cup, like very big, bigger than your hand. And considering you're a half orc, that's quite big.
Coffee now.
Here's your damn coffee, Rag. 2 gold.
Wait a minute. I'll just down the almost the whole pot of coffee. I'll leave a quarter of it for Bimit.
I'll look at Mimit and I'll be like, "Morning, Mimit. You all right? Look like you've been in the wars yourself."
It's Bennett. And the big one hit me.
Oh yes, I do apologise.
It's okay. It's Bennett.
Would you fancy doing us a favour and go and get an our pal Gregor?
Let Bimmet drink weir liquid first.
Okay.
He just kind of pushes himself up, and yeah, bearing in mind that this is now the size of like a cocker spaniel, it's a very small little bright red dragon just pushing himself up on the bar, just clicks over towards where the big mug is, reaches his head over and just dips his head in.
Hey,
Goes right up to his haunches.
wait your turn.
You can just hear this lapping sound.
When I'm finished, I'll hold the tankard of coffee up to his snout.
He's just lapping it up. You can see the slits in his eyes, you know, like where his irises are. They just get even thinner as he's drinking this caffeine.
There's a good boy.
Whereas before, he was just kind of like crouched over drinking quite fine. As he's drinking more, his like talons are starting to just drum against the bar top. He seems restless.
That'll get you ready for the day.
His tail has started wagging at this point. You can, from the feel of the cup, he's drank over half of what you'd left for him.
I guess I'm pretty hopped then, seeing as I've had a triple dose of what I normally have.
You're wired, but not to the point where it's affecting anything. You just feel very hyper.
Come on, we're best gonna go see where Gregor is.
So as you're getting up, you can see that Crumb is like opening the doors to the street outside. He's lit the fire, and even though it must only be about 9 o'clock, it's quite early in the morning. People are already starting to make their way into the tavern.
Do I see Iyvak at this point?
Iyvak is next to you at the bar, I believe.
I'm just waiting for them to finish the coffees.
Iyvak,
Aye,
are you ready?
I certainly am. We've got a busy day today.
We've got a very busy day.
Indeed. May I just ask, quite before we go, have you got any of that meat that we acquired left? Or
No, I'm all out. We need to. This is why we have a busy day. We need to get meat source for Bimit, and we also need to find out some information on the temple.
yes, lot to do and little time. Shall we go and get this Gregor up and be on our way?
Yes, let's rouse him.
Yeah, we're going to go and get Gregor then.
Yeah, so you guys go upstairs. Gregor, are you actually awake yet? Or are you still just trying to sleep off the previous night?
Yes, trying to sleep and trying to get my head around having 2 sets of memories, which is a lot of fun.
So as you guys make your way up the stairs just start creaking under your weight, especially you, Rag. And Bimit is just still on your shoulder at this point in time. You don't hear anything coming from Gregor's room as you approach it.
I'll just bang on the door. Resistantly.
There's just a kind of noise.
Gregor!
Ignore it.
Yeah, still no sound coming through from Gregor's side.
Gregor!
Yeah, nothing. Still not wanting to move.
No response.
I'll boot the door in then. The swift kick of his boot.
Roll me a strength.
$18.
Yeah, so you kind of you swing your leg back quite far, and then you just swing it forward. It's not like a proper like soles of your boot kind of kick into it. It's just like almost you were kicking a football. You hit the bottom of it, and it just kind of cracks and just swings open.
Orcs, subtle as always, I see.
What the bloody hell is going on up there?
Sorry, Crumb.
What are you guys doing to my tavern? And me in for that matter.
I'll fix it.
Bloody bestie rag.
I'm guessing I hear the door swing open, I would have thought.
Yeah, it's a very, very loud noise, Gregor. And it's the door to your room that's just been kicked in.
Yeah. Okay, I literally suddenly turn around and look at the door and see Rag standing there. I just go, for God's sake, Rag, do I look like I want to be disturbed?
Do you understand how much of a busy day we've got? We have 3 days to
You
get to
don't.
this expedition. Do you have any idea of the information we need before we start this?
I'm sorry, I had a bit of a rough night.
And so did I.
I didn't drink half the tavern.
Get up, Crumb will make you a coffee, and then we can start the day.
I just get up at this point, a bit infuriated with this, and just nudge Rag as I walk out.
Yeah, so Gregor just kind of shuffles straight by you. You feel a bit of animosity coming from him, but Gregor just walks straight out of the room, just leaving you and Bimmet alone in that room.
Let's turn and say to Iyvak, what's his problem?
I don't know, but can we please try and keep it a little bit more calm between us? Remember, our enemies are out there, and my neck is on the line.
So, yeah, you guys walk downstairs. Gregor, what are you doing now that you're at the bar itself?
I just sit there, just still a bit dazed in a way, still trying to wrap my head around this memory thing.
So as you're just kind of sat there at the bar, just like, how's going on type of thing. Crumb is like stood behind the bar. He's just polishing a tankard. You look a bit worse for wear, Gregor. Bloody hell happened out there?
I just look at him, just really like subtle, and just go, bad nightmares, I suppose.
Oh, I know the feeling. I know that all too well. Well, no, a good cup of coffee won't show. Just kind of like reaches underneath the bar itself and just plonks a cup of coffee at your hands.
My thanks. I just grab it.
That'll be 1 gold. 1 gold.
I throw the gold just on the bar side.
Much obliged. So, you guys back here for long?
I believe so. I think we're here for 3 days, I believe.
Greg, I was going to say, last I heard, you were out travelling for Ipswich Reef, weren't you?
We were.
How'd that go?
It was an interesting one. Good. I just leave it there.
It was more than interesting.
As Rag is just approaching behind. Oh, why would you say that, Rag?
I don't want to talk about it. Do you have
That's fair.
Do you have a new piece for your door?
His face just kind of drops slightly. His eyes now are. What do you mean, a new
peace.
Well, I'm sorry, Crumb, but I've broken your door.
For God's sake, Reg. Just because we're orcs don't mean we got to break everything.
I know. I said I will fix it. But do you have a piece?
Not on me, no. Your best bet is probably, Crash, what would your best bet be?
I think it's only slightly bent. I'll fix it.
Say that you do, Reg. Well, I won't keep you guys for much longer, and I'm sure you've got a lot to be doing. You probably need to go tell Charles that you're back.
Thank you.
Can I just go to the bar and just be like, Crumb, other than coffee, would you happy to have any breakfast items or anything we might be able to take with us today?
I've got a beef frank. You can have that.
You got to be frank about what?
Beef flank. A
Oh,
flank of cow.
Blank. How much would that
Yeah.
set?
I'll let you have it for 5 silver.
5 silver. That's not
Aye.
too generous, I think.
Yeah, well, you guys are staying here, so I can always give you a bit of a cheapness. And let's be honest here, that fucking elf back in Maelstrom won't be too happy if I starve you out, will he?
Well, of course. And as you know, we are rather loyal customers so far, I believe.
Do you have any more?
Yes, take 5 silver. I'll give you 5 silver then.
Just finish it through.
I think I've got about 5 of these steaks left. We're expecting another delivery soon, and if I remember rightly, we had an envoy out to Baker's Hollow. They'll be bringing back some tapirs.
I'll have 2 then, please.
They'll be 10 silver. Or 1 gold, either way. Same thing, really.
Yeah. I just flick him 1 gold onto the... Much obliged.
How about you, Rick? Do you want any?
Yeah, give me all you've got.
Oh, we've got Christ. Alright, well, that's there's only 4 left. Alright, that'll be 20 silver or 2 gold.
I'll put 20 gold on his table.
Just kind of looks at you suspiciously for a second.
Are you trying to bribe me for the door? Because it's working.
Just claws the coin.
Just a gesture of goodwill.
I will hold you to the door for now. Just try not to do it again, even if you don't wake up. I know about them dragonborns. They're fucking heavy lumps when they're asleep, aren't they?
I just give a grin. Like a very sarcastic grin. Finish my coffee, and I just walk out.
At this point, Crumb has gone into the back room, brings out all the steaks for everyone.
Ain't your dragon friend sticking around for the steaks?
I turn around, head straight back and grab it, and then
yeah,
carry on walking out like in a bit of a strop.
He's a
He hands
forgetful sort, isn't he?
Oh, I've noticed that. He always seems a bit different whenever I see him. First time I met you guys, he was like a voice of reason, and now he just seems strange.
Dragonborn, I suppose.
Aye, can't all be normal like us orcs, eh, Reg?
Alright, shall we go?
Yeah, as Rag and Crumb are pretty much just like fucking broing out, giving like fist bumps and high fives and shit over being orcs.
The steaks, Crumb.
Oh, yeah.
Just hand you the 4 steaks. Gives Iyvak his 1.
I'll see you later.
Aye, stay safe out there, guys. Salt Harbour's, well, you've been here enough time to know what it's like.
Just a call on the Lute on the way out.
I will see you later, my crumbly one.
Crumbly one? Yeah, get out of here, Iyvak.
Yeah, I'll just leave.
Yeah. as you run after Gregor, you come out into the residential area. If he decides to... Oh, it is loading. If you guys quickly just take a look on Roll20.
Yep.
If the map has loaded, it might take a second. There we go. So, this is Salt Harbour.
Amazing.
Very nice.
It's really good.
Thank you. So, you are currently in that bottom area.
Could you ping that again for us?
Yeah, sorry, 1 second. You guys are currently down here. Or more specifically,
Okay.
you are here.
Okay, yeah. Right, where to, lads?
We need to find some information.
Some information.
Some information on this temple.
How are we doing on time, anyway?
I believe we have 2 days left.
3.
3.
I believe it was 3.
It was 3 yesterday.
Then it might be 2.
I reckon it's 2.
Let's go for the lower, shall we? Should we say 2 days?
Right. Let's go find some stuff. I need to go to the market, maybe update some of my armor.
Okay, so where are you guys going then? 5 is the commercial district. So that is where, as you can see down at the bottom, there are a lot of tents. That's where the main market is. First 2 streets also have shops on. The blacksmith is right down at the bottom near the pier in a tiny little shed, as you've been before. There's the inner residential area. That is where the Crystal Tower is, which is number 3.
Ah, yes.
Number 4 is the financial district, where the Fighters Guild is, and the bank just below it. Number 2 is the slumland area, where you passed through on the entrance, where all the tents are, and on the very edge of it, near where the sewage canal is where the cheap market vendors were. And number 1 is the outer residential area, so that's where that circus tent was, and a couple of the smaller houses.
Right. I want to go into the market.
Yes, I wouldn't mind visiting the blacksmith before we venture out.
Blacksmith for me too.
Okay, so are you guys all going together then, or...?
I believe so, yeah.
So the blacksmith?
Well, we have 3 days, 2 days.
2 days. Yes. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, so you guys start making your way down to the blacksmiths, even though it's quite early in the day, and even though the market itself, this second street here, even though that is quite quiet, the second you get onto the front street, that is overlooking the actual cliff edge itself, where all the large canopies are and everything, suddenly gets very busy as shop owners are setting up their stalls for the day. There's a couple of tourists already milling around, some people trying to get good deals. You look to your left, down to where the blacksmiths are, and you can see that the road down there is quite clear at this point.
Right. I kind of just go over to Iyvak at this point and just say, I need to have a word with you.
This sounds intriguing. Now?
Tell him, this is going to sound like a weird question, even for me. What's the most embarrassing thing I've done in a tavern?
Are you asking me? Sorry.
Yeah, I was asking Iyvak.
Would this include that broom incident? Hanger, I believe it was. Some
Yes.
wooden appliance, anyhow.
Okay.
Why
Thank
ask?
Well, last night I had a bit of trouble sleeping. Basically, when I got into my room, new memories came flooding into my brain.
New?
Well, what I think now, from what you told me, are the true memories of Gregor.
Okay.
I remember everything.
You remember everything?
Yep.
Are you saying you had half a mind before this?
I think something happened to me to make me forget, and for some reason made me thought that you was an arsonist, and that Ragor was a psychopath, I believe.
Oh, that is strange.
Would you know anything about this?
Well, did you happen to take any, I don't know, have any incidents with mushrooms or anything as such?
I don't remember the mushrooms though, do I? Tom?
Nope,
No.
you do not.
No, I don't remember taking anything. Do you know if I've taken anything?
Yes, I seem to remember you picked up a mushroom once, and you went a little bit funny on us, if I'm going to be perfectly honest.
What was the mushroom called?
Can I overhear
Do I
this
know that?
conversation?
Can I go into my logic or whatever it was?
Okay, so, Rag, roll me perception, please. Iyvak, what was the question, sorry?
Yeah, do I actually know what that mushroom was?
Yeah, you remember it's the Renario mushroom. It's the one that you and Rag tried to get a load of.
Yeah, of course it was.
7.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Unfortunately, under all of the noise that is starting to now congregate around the actual streets itself, with the vendors shouting, with the occasional seagull ahead trying to just swoop down and whatnot, and with Bimit just kind of, he's now curled on your shoulder and he's kind of half asleep. The caffeine's already worn off on him. There's a bit of snoring going on right next to your ear. You're unfortunately not able to make out what Gregor and Iyvak are talking about, unless you get a bit closer.
Okay. I'm just going to, put my hand on his shoulder and go, you, my lizard-tongue friend, had a run-in with a renarial mushroom.
Do I still not remember it? Even when he said it?
Roll me history.
Eight.
No luck. Doesn't ring a bell.
Strange. I don't remember anything about this mushroom. But you said that when I touched it, something happened?
Yes, you could say that. But we fixed it. We came together for you. And I believe we did a fine job.
Then why do I have two sets of memories clashing in my brain? It's making it very hard to believe what's real at the moment.
Yes, I can imagine it may feel a bit choppy up there. It's a very strong mushroom that you basically picked up and said they're very common in these parts. And then you inhaled it, and yes, and then we did what we had to do, and we helped you out, and I think generally you're better than you was.
Oh, hopefully this will go. The fake memories, hopefully they will fade.
I'm sure it'll be fine. May I ask, how do you know from fake memories to real ones?
It's what I asked. The new memories I never came across before, but in one of my memories, I made love to a broomstick. I believe it was.
That is true. I tried to forget it, but you bring it up, so...
So I knew that they would be the real memories.
Well, that one certainly is, yes. I'm more than happy to explain what is real or not if you want to spitball those ideas chopping around up there.
I'm just saying, Iyvak. I just need someone that I can trust at the moment. I'm feeling a bit confused.
Well, you can trust me, my friend. I think we can at least establish that in our long time we've had on the road.
I just give him a smile and then I just pat him straight on the back. and say, "Good man."
No problem.
Yeah, Iyvak, you kind of stumble a little forward at that, but you don't actually lose your footing. But yeah, this is this big, dragonborn just straight on your back.
Right, and I just carry on walking.
Fair enough. Gregor, your head is still a bit messed up. You still have these two clashing sets of memories, but it is becoming a little easier to figure out what's true or not. At the very least, you know that you tried to fuck a broom.
Yeah, I'll try and forget that. Definitely.
You can try,
yeah,
but
and I
you're
just
never
carry
gonna
on
forget
walking.
that. Okay, so you guys are now still heading towards the blacksmith. As you're getting there, the road is starting to narrow a bit. There's more people starting to appear. You've passed by these steps where the pier is itself, and given that it's the perfect time for delivery in the morning, there are lots of crates just being lifted and hoisted through.
Are we close to the blacksmith at this point?
Yeah, you're about halfway down the street there.
Right.
The blacksmith itself isn't on the pier itself, it's still on that first street, but it's right at the very, very end.
Right,
Come
onwards.
on.
Sorry, guys, you guys are echoing again.
Yeah, well, my plan is just basically to keep walking to the blacksmith, unless anything should occur.
You continue walking. Then you have to shove your way by a few people, as they are not really responding to you. Your politeness, we'll say. But eventually, you manage to make your way all the way down to the end, and you come up to the kind of wooden small hut right at the very end. It looks like it's made out of clay on the outside. And there's a large stacked chimney, and already at this time there's a large amount of smoke billowing out. There's no signs around this shop, but you've been here before, you know this is the blacksmith's.
Right, and I just nip straight in.
Yeah,
you
I'll
kind of
follow
creak
behind
open the
as well.
door. Creak open the door then, and it's dark and dingy in there, and very, very hot. As you open the door, you can hear the sounds of metal on metal already. As I say, it's dark, and the only illumination is the kiln at the back. You can see a figure in the back just working away.
Okay. What's the best you've got?
Who's there?
Come and take a look.
Takes a second, and you see this form just kind of raise back up, turn around, and just start walking to the front of the hut. You can see it's Zelmus. Just kind of looks at you. Don't believe I met you.
I don't think so.
Huh.
Like I said, what's the best you've got?
Dude, anything I do is the best. Even the army comes to me.
Then what is your most prized item?
Nothing that's here right now. I create the items and they go.
So you don't have anything
Not to hand. No, I actually.
value?
I tell you what, I do actually have a small little hand axe that I was making for some blind chap.
Did someone say hand axe?
You kind of pop your head over, Rag. Oh, dude, it's you. Yeah. Been
Ah,
gone a
there
while.
you are. Yes. How you been?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just toiling away, you know? It's just kind of like making all these hand movements, and even in the light you can see that his hands are just kind of like blue fins. You remember, he's pretty much a merman. He's a merman with feet.
Would you? Is there any news on that item I commissioned you with?
Oh yeah, it's done, dude. Just need paying for.
I like how he sounds stern.
I missed that. Sorry, what did you say?
It's done, dude. It just needs paying for. If I recall correctly, you put down a deposit, but I've never paid the full amount.
Are you sure? I couldn't swear.
I'm sure. I'm sure you did not. You put down 5 gold as a deposit.
There's still another 10 gold to pay.
Oh, okay. Yes, okay. Yes, I'd be more than happy with that. Or would you perhaps like a hammer instead?
I mean, look, bro, I've got plenty of hammers. Why would I want this hammer?
What about a hammer and a javelin? Because I don't need it. It's weighing me down.
Are you showing him the hammer and javelin? Is there anything actually special about it, or is it just a normal hammer and javelin?
Just normal standards.
Just kind of looks at them both. Look, I appreciate the attempt at bartering by you, but these ain't worth 10 gold, you know.
Oh, okay. I just wondered if they'd be of use. Although if you
No, that's cool.
maybe a discount from the 10 gold, I don't know. Or I can happily pay you 10 gold. Whatever the bother.
I'd prefer the 10 gold, dude. I mean, like the amount of hassle it'd be to melt these down and try and sell them. I don't know. And he's still looking at the javelin. This kind of looks like flimsy metal. It looks like slag metal type of stuff. So.
Yeah, well, that's fine then. Yeah, I'll give him the 10 gold then. And just take it off him.
Yeah, so you get your javelin and hammer back. You lose 10 gold, but he does give you a new hand axe. In terms of stats, it's the exact same as usual. It's just normal hand axe. But you can see that the handle itself, where the wood is kind of like, there's lots of intricate carvings in it. Just kind of like wrapped around twigs type of carvings, and the actual blade of the axe itself also has like kind of cut out areas.
Okay, can I just like try and do a little swivel while I inspect it?
Roll me a dex check, please. As you're starting to try and spin this around, it just goes back and starts at the kiln again, just blowing some air into it, keeping the end.
Mike on the gas.
18. Sorry.
18, yeah. So you start spinning it around, and it kind of at first just passes around the entire hand. You kind of move your finger in, and the hilt just kind of spins around the tip of your finger, wraps around again on your wrist, and you just kind of grab it. Just slink it in.
That's mighty fine craftsmanship, there, my friend. Thank you very much.
No worries. If you need anything else, you know, feel free to come tell me about it, and I'll see what I can do.
Well,
It might be a bit of.
I'm quite handy with 2 axes, actually. I must have been a bit out of pocket last time I asked. I don't suppose you'd have another one? Or...
Not to hand. I mean, no, not to hand. I'm afraid. I could make you another one, but I just got an order in from the barracks from. I can't remember his name. The main guy at the barracks. You can tell that this Triton just looks tired as shit. Even though his face doesn't carry much expression, it looks like he's got bags under his eyes. Looks like he's been working a lot. He's just like, it might be a few days, but I'll get you it at some point.
Is business booming, my friend, at the moment?
Business is always booming, man. Like, I'd say I'm the only blacksmith. I'm not. There's others, especially in the outer residential area, but they ain't worth the metal that we give them. So, of course,
is it normal? They should be requesting so much weapons? Or...
Oh, yeah. It happens, like, once or twice a year, especially when they're getting some new recruits in and whatnot. They need, obviously, new equipment. They used to give them the old hand-me-downs, but the last thing you want when you're fighting some kind of beastie is for your armor to slip off because it's too big for you.
Maybe you're a victim of your own success.
Dude, you've got no idea.
Okay.
Times like this, I kind of wish that I'd stuck with Nazi and completed my training with Crystal.
Ah,
You all done?
come on.
Yes, I'm done, my friends, if you wish to.
Armor, weapons. What have you got?
Just kind of turns around again. Well, you ain't very eloquent, are you? I don't got any armor or weapons to hand right now, but if you, like I said to your friend, I'm assuming he's your friend at least. Like I said to the other customer, if you wait a couple of days, like 2 or 3 days, I could get something made up for you.
I don't have a couple of days. Where else
I
in
don't have any
Salt
armor.
Harbour? Where else in Salt Harbour can I purchase weapons?
Oh, weapons. Let me think. Just kind of
And armor.
fishy hand and armor, you see. Fishy hand is covering his face as he's trying to think. You might get it from the general goods store, but that's trash, man. There might be some in the outer residential area, but again, that's trash. Like, literally, it might just sound like I'm trying to get another sale, but you use those weapons, they're gonna shatter on you. The only other place I'd say, and he just kind of looks around, leans in, the only other place would be the dark area.
Ah. The dark area, of course. I've been there before.
Hey, keep your voice down. I don't want the guards around here.
Point me in the direction of the correct place, then.
He just kind of smiles, and as he does, you can see the sharp, like teeth. I thought you said that you'd been.
I've been to the black market. But I didn't say I've been to buy weapons.
Well, once you're there, if you just head down the road, keep heading down and turn left at the venomous strike, you'll find it.
Thank you.
Like I said, don't go shouting out about it. It's an open secret, but if a guard hears you talking about it, they'll throw you in the hole.
Very well. Good day.
Good day, but just before you go out, bro. I mean, I suppose it's not a big deal if you've been there already, but getting into the dark area is quite difficult.
In what way is it difficult? I don't remember
just
having any problems previously.
So I should trust you then, huh?
Why would you say that?
Well, that's the only way you'd get in, dude, is if I should trust you.
Asha? Asha who?
You're not a very good liar, but you've never been, have you? Because if you had...
Can I interject?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We have been, but please understand, we've had a bit of an issue with... Have you ever heard of venereal mushrooms?
Was that a nap one, Tom?
Yep. Look, I don't eat mushrooms or plants and I tried them. We just eat meat, you know.
Oh, well, there seems to be... You have a bit of a problem if you travel ways out of this way, because we seem to have a bit of running with it. Nothing major, it just means we've forgotten 1 or 2 things, and that's just why we can't get back in. It's a bit embarrassing, you see.
Roll me a
I
deception.
like that. I like that. That was good, that.
5, you say?
Yeah.
Okay, so he just kind of looks at you. And yeah, with him being a train, you can't really read his face that much. He's kind of expressionless. He doesn't have any eyebrows or stuff like that to raise. I don't like that. Just takes a second. Now, why don't I believe you? Look, all I'm gonna say, because I don't really care too much. You've already given me your customer, so if you go to the financial district, you'll
You might find what you're looking for.
Okay, just the financial district.
Yeah.
And
If you guys have been there before, then I'm sure you'll all know how to get in there eventually.
well, yes, I mean we've definitely been, and it's
Of course, dude. Of course.
it's rather serious to get in. That's all, and it was just hoping that we could get a friendly helping hand. Really, I'd be happy to buy more axes off you. Commission work.
Dude, like I say, once you're there, if Asia trusts you, then you're all gravy.
Okay, Asia financial district.
Kind of taps. Doesn't tap his nose. Doesn't have a nose, but he just kind of goes like that where his nose would be.
Right, my
Thank
turn. I kind of
Yes.
just walk up to
So
the
just
blacksmith
Yeah.
and just say, I have a request. And I put my sunblade, like,
Go for it,
literally onto his workbench.
Hmm.
I just say, where the handle is, I want, I don't know the correct way of saying this, but like knuckle dusters where I hold my sword. If that makes any sense.
So you kind of want it so that where the hilt is, this like rings covering.
Yes, with little spikes coming out of it, and maybe at the bottom have a bit of a dagger coming out of the hilt.
Just kind of picks it up. Is this like a joke weapon or something, dude? Like, this totally won't work. There's no blade here.
Can I just grab it back?
Yeah.
And I just literally just turn it on, like I concentrate for a
try.
minute.
But it doesn't work.
Ah, that would have been cool.
I mean, I don't know what you're trying to do, but I mean, I'm not going to say no to paying money.
How much would you say?
Well, for the metal, for the duster parts, plus the steel, plus the dagger, plus weighting it so it doesn't, make it out of whack and stuff. Let's call it 45 gold.
Okay.
I'll need a 10 gold deposit, though. You understand I don't want to just take on work and then get shafted over it.
I understand, but would you like to do some bartering? And I pull out this
No.
I was going to say, I pull out this mace that's made out of silver and just put it on his table. What would you get for that?
Me, personally, I'd probably give you, what is this, pure silver? I'll probably give you about 100 gold for it.
I'm happy with that.
If you want, I could melt that down for you and add that to the actual, just pause this weapon itself. It'd look cool and red and stuff. And then, of course, I'd keep the rest of the silver as payment.
Yes, I'm happy with that.
Sound good?
How long will it take you to do this?
Well, like I said to your friend, the monk-looking guy, a couple of days.
Right.
Yeah, 2 or 3 days.
You said 3 days to me.
Yeah, 2 or 3 days. You're asking for like complete armor and weapons. This guy just wants his metal melting down and made into little rings. That's considerably easier than armor.
Okay, if I paid double, would you get it done in 2 days?
Roll me persuasion, please.
Oh god. 10.
Triple.
Is that a true?
Triple. You pay triple, brah. Yeah. I mean, you don't even know how much the armor is right now, so...
Give me some specifics if I'm paying triple.
Well, what kind of armor do you want, dude?
I want the best you've ever made.
Well, for triple that, you're looking at about 20,000 gold.
That's not an option.
Well, that's not, you want it done quicker and you want the best. You gotta pay the best prices, and that's totally what I do is the best. So we'll pay the best prices. I'll get the fuck out.
Torso. Let's talk torso.
All right, let's talk the torso. What would you like?
What is the options? Give me some specific options I could buy.
Just takes a second.
I want a good breastplate.
Breastplate. You want the best, or?
Well, considering the best is 20,000, I don't think I could.
I mean, that's for a complete set of armor. That's for the breastplate, the pauldrons, things that go on your arms. I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, so for just the chest plate itself, if you wanted the very best at triple price, that'd be about 12,000 gold pieces. If you want a decent one, then I can probably do that for you. I mean, depends how fast you want it done as well.
2 days on a decent full armor set.
2 days, okay. Just give me 1 second. Just kind of walks into the back, starts going through all of his different materials and stuff to see what he's got. As he's looking, takes his time. He's definitely taking his time just looking through everything.
I just said to him, I'll see you in 2 days. Since I've been putted out of that conversation.
I'll see you in 2 days. Well, for a full breastplate, a good one in 2 days, I can do you it for 800 gold. I could do you a half plate for 1,100 gold.
A half plate?
Yeah, it's kind of like this part here, that part down there. Breastplate just covers your chest, a half plate covers your chest and your stomach.
How about we call it an even 800?
What, for the breastplate?
For both items.
Dude, no. Both items together are 1,900 gold. One of them, the breastplate, is 800 gold.
But you've just offered me it for 1,200, yes?
No, I offered you the half plate for 1,200 and the breastplate for 700. So together it'd be 1,900. Plus, let's be honest here, you don't need both a breastplate and a half plate.
Of course. Half plate for how much again?
1,200.
I was going to say, am I outside with Iyvak at this point?
If you've left, you are, yeah.
Okay.
Well, to be honest, I'm keeping my eye on it because I know of that I can't have any problems.
That's fair.
How about 700 for the chest plate?
The breastplate, there's a bit of a rat deal. No persuasion.
$14.
Dude, call it 750.
Deal.
I'll need 50 gold as a deposit.
As long as it's within 2 days.
It'll be about 2 days.
Here's your 50 gold.
Gnarly. Right, if that's everything, then I'd best get to work.
Good day.
Good day, dude. I'll see you in a little bit. So kind of flourishes and turns around.
I'll leave the blacksmith in there.
So you
Take
can-
the piss up the wall.
That's fair enough. So yeah, you guys exit the blacksmiths, and you are now back onto the front road of the commercial area. What would you like to do now?
Where to next, boys?
Maybe do you want to check out the dark area?
We can do if you
Maybe
want.
we can. I reckon that's probably the only place we can gain some information on this temple. Well, I want to gain information on this temple.
Sounds like a good plan.
Ambrius seems to really take a liking to this, so I'd like to find out a little bit more. I don't trust him.
We need to find this Arjar person. I think we met him right at the beginning, didn't we?
Is he the feline looking?
He's a genocide.
A genocide?
Did I say that right?
Is that mass?
Genasi.
Genocide.
Thank
you.
you.
Let's go.
Anyway, yeah. So you guys start making your way through the commercial area. You're pushing through. Which route are you taking? Because as you can see from the map, there's quite a few routes. You can either head
Where are we
straight up. You
Diagonal.
are there. So you're in the bottom
Diagonally
right-hand corner.
to it, yeah. It's number 3, right?
No, it's number 4. Number 3 is the inner residential area. That is where the Crystal Tower is.
Just straight up the steps.
Yeah, so as you turn right then, again, there's quite a lot of business now happening. There's more and more tourists. As you're passing by, you even see this little kid, like, kind of dragging his parent along, his elven parent along. He's looking very frustrated and annoyed with this kid, but, you know, he's just letting it go. You continue upwards. You see more and more people with their deliveries. There's one guy with a giant sack of grain, just, like, struggling. Kind of stumbles, goes into some barrels, they crash, and you walk by them. And you manage to get up to the actual steps themselves without any incident. As soon as you start going into the financial area, it's almost like the air changes around you. Where the commercial district was nice, lively, and full of people, as you're approaching and going into the actual financial district, it is quiet, a bit solemn. You're walking forward and you see this large, semi-oval, purple building in front of you. There are some people milling around it. They don't look to be the most upstanding of citizens, we'll say.
You find more cheers in the graveyard.
To the left of you is there's two paths, one either turning left around the building or one turning right around the building. On the one that's to the left, that is looking back towards the inner residential area, there looks to be abandoned houses there. Starting to be long overgrown by, well, they're pretty much rubble at the moment, and just weeds are starting to overgrow them.
But yeah, I spent a bit more money in a financial area.
You sure this is the right place?
We have to walk through this place to get to the other place, don't we?
Okay, you really lead the way then, Gregor.
I don't know where this place is.
You just said you.
We have to go through this place to get to section 2.
Where are we?
The financial place.
So, are we in the financial district?
I can show you where you are on the map.
Oh, right. I thought, right, okay. Is there anybody stood near us?
So, where the purple building is, that half overly purple building that has like moss on the walls and on the roof, you can see there looks to be almost like vines and stuff. Like I say, you can see a group of people stood at the corner, look a bit shifty. Where the abandoned houses are, there's no one. You can hear further movement further in on the district, kind of almost like echoing.
Can I shout at the shifty guys?
Yeah? Go on.
Excuse me, would this be the financial district, or are we way off base on that?
So one of them just kind of turns around. You can see it is a woman with kind of like sunken eyes. Her actual eyes themselves are almost pure black. Her hair is very straggly. Her face is very gaunt. The clothes that she's wearing don't look too bad though. Yeah, this is the financial area.
Huh. Funny. Doesn't look very financial.
No, it doesn't, dear. No, it doesn't. It used to be. There was a church here, and well, this used to be the main area of Salt Harbour. But now it's the expansion happened, and no one comes here apart from the bank and the fighting arena.
Oh yes, the old fighting arena. Isn't that
You know it?
Yes, it's got something to do with our friend Archer, doesn't it?
Her eyes kind of, again, like with a lot of people you're encountering today, her eyes is kind of narrow. He frequents there at times, yes.
Yes, yeah. In fact, we are trying to find the fellow. If you would know anything about that.
What do you want to ask you? What's his deal to you?
Oh, he just said it. You know, if he just said that if we ever fancied a word, that we should come and find him and do it.
Yeah. Well, if he's not in the fighting arena, he might be in the slums or elsewhere.
Fantastic. Obviously, in this district.
Well, no, dear, the slums aren't here. The slums are right on the other side.
The other side? Sorry, which district would that be?
The slum district.
Oh, of course. Oh, it's been a long day already. It's only morning.
You're telling me I have not slept in 3 days.
Oh.
That's what one will do to you.
Well, thank you for your assistance.
It's quite okay. If you see Arja, tell him hi.
I certainly will.
Thanks, dearie. And with that, she just kind of, she literally just kind of rotates around. You can't even see her legs move. She just rotates around back into the group.
Freaky.
Yeah, mightily. So you hear that, guys? We need to speak to this Archer, isn't it, to get to the dark place.
She said that they'll be at the Fighters Guild.
Or in the slums. So should we?
I thought he was meant to be here.
No, I believe the dark area is here, but we need to speak to Archer.
Okay. Where is he?
Let's start with the Fighters Guild. Just carry on. Just walking just around the bend on the right-hand side.
Yeah. So you're taking the right-hand route, yeah?
Yes.
Remember this, Gregor?
Do I?
You're not actually passing the fighters arena at the moment.
No, but it's a bit memorable.
That's fair, that's fair. As you're passing by this road, you look to the right and you can see that there's a guard tower, like, around the perimeter. There's 2 of them in sight, but there doesn't look to be any guards in there.
I'm specifically asking him to try and jog his memory on anything to do with fighting.
Okay, roll me a history check then, please, Gregor. No, sorry. Roll me a constitution check.
Okay.
Gregor, not Rag. Just Gregor.
13.
You almost have a recollection of a recollection. You feel as though you have, well, you know you've fought in the past, but you feel like Rag is trying to say something, like bring a specific memory back.
I was gonna say, is this one of my lost memories that I got back?
Oh no, you haven't got it back. It is one of your lost memories, though.
Uh,
It is chipping away at your mind a little bit. You feel like you should know what he's talking about.
I'm gonna take out some gold. I believe it was 30 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And just sort of offer it out of my hand and say towards Gregor. Say, I believe I owe you something. Does that jog anything further?
Roll another con check, please. You guys are just walking along. Iyvak, you're just kind of following behind them.
Oh, 19 on that one.
You don't remember why, but you think that Rag owes you money.
I just look at him very
Great.
confused and just take the money off him.
You think it
I
might...
close my hand.
What, before he gets the gold?
Yes.
Closes his hand.
Stick with me, Gregor. I'll show you the path forward.
I want my 30 gold pieces.
And you will get it.
You continue walking
I
around.
really
and
don't believe that, JB. I really don't.
You
can- Yeah, so you continue walking around, and you're now at the front of that awful building. If you look behind, you can see... If you look behind to where the building opens up, you can see what looks like were once pristine marble stairs, but they are now dusty and cracked. There's more people sat on them. Every so often, a hurried-looking person will rush by them. They're dressed quite smart, but the people who are just loitering outside are not. But on the other side, you can hear like distant cheers in a large Colosseum type of venue, as just kind of billowing tarpaulins around them. There's a sign at the front that says Fighters Guild, but it has an apostrophe after the S. So Fighters is Guild.
Let's have a look inside. He might be in here.
So yeah, you kind of open these large double doors. They're kind of just like creak open, and the second that you do, you're met with cheers from the inside. You hear fighting. You hear the sounds of flesh and bone smacking against each other.
Saying, come on, Gregor, you must remember this. Come on. You're our champion.
Come check, please.
Eight.
You don't remember a damn thing.
I just look at Rag really confused at this point, like
Just nudge past him and walk on further.
As you walk on, the sounds of fighting and cheering and screaming are all starting to intermingle into each other. The building itself is very dimly lit. You can tell that from where you are, this is just kind of like an entrance block almost, where a little bit further below is the actual arena that you both fought in, but only you remember, Rag. A waitress passes by. She delivers some alcohol to some people, despite it being early in the morning.
I'll grab a drink off the plate as she's passing.
Roll me a stealth check, please. No, sleight of hand, sorry. Sleight of hand.
I'm not trying to sneakily do it.
Yeah, no, just roll me a sleight of hand to see if you can just grab it as she walks by.
16.
It's a little clumsy, but yeah, she walks by with like this tray of drinks just like that, like pushed away from her. You try and delicately just kind of like grab one of the glasses, but you kind of misjudge it slightly, and with Bimit on this arm as well, you know, your perception's a bit off, but you do grab it, just lift it up. It unbalances her tray slightly and the drinks start wobbling. She doesn't seem to notice though and continues walking.
I'll give it to Bimit as well.
You're feeding a tiny wormling alcohol.
We've got no food. Just giving him some experiences.
Yes, get the wormling drunk. Why not?
You just hear slurping. His head just starts lulling to the sounds of the fighting. Some smoke starts like leaking out of his nostrils slightly and rising, intermingling with all the other like tobacco smoke and everything that's in the front.
Can I just go meta for a sec? Do we remember how he changes back of form? Do we know how that happens?
You know it can happen, but I don't believe Amrius actually specified how it happens. So as far as you're concerned, if you take the actual amulet off, it will revert back to normal. But you do know that there is a way to do it without having to take the amulet off. You're just not being told yet.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Right, I'm gonna walk in. I'm guessing it's a very crowded place.
Yeah, the front of the house is very crowded. There's a lot of people like smoking. There's quite dim lighting. It sounds like there is already a fight going on, as you can just hear like cheering, some like smacking happening, some screams of pain.
Right,
But it looks like there's another fight about to happen soon.
I just nudged the guy next to me and said, "Do you have a roll for me? Like a cigarette, tobacco?"
The guy next to you is Rag.
Fuck off!
Yeah, I just carry on walking, getting into the crowd, just having a look at the straight in front of the arena.
So yeah, you can overlook as you're getting to the edge, you can see that there is what looks to be like a ticket gate type of thing. But even before you actually pass through, you can see the arena, but you're very high up. You can see like almost two pinprick type of sizes, a little bit bigger than that. You can see that the humanoid forms. One of them kind of rushes towards the other one, moves quickly, and then there is the other one's top side flies back a bit, and in the light, in the harsh kind of lighting of the arena, you see blood just splaying an arc. Lands with a splatter behind.
Right, I'm
The
just
crowd goes silent for a second.
I was going to say, I'm just watching this with my hands crossed and just wondering, have I been here before? Seeing if it actually just jogged my memory because of what Rag said.
As the crowd goes quiet for a second with the blood splattering and then just erupting into... You feel like you've been here before. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you've heard that noise before.
Right. I'm just going to stand there just for a minute and just see what the others do.
Okay, where's Rag now? From me? Is he next door to me?
Rag, where are you at the moment?
I'm just I'm probably 10 feet. About 10 feet in front of Gregor. I'm still on the still on the outskirts of the fight with Bimmy on the shoulder.
Yeah, so sorry, are you in front or behind Gregor then?
I'm in front.
You're literally right at the very edge then, you're pretty much pressed against the ticket gate.
Yeah, I'm watching it because I'm very interested in participating, but I'm holding myself back.
Roll me a perception check, please.
Four.
You try and make out who is down in the arena, but from this distance, yeah, they just look like two little pins, essentially.
Okay, my curiosity then, I'm going to tap the person to my right and get their attention.
What do you want?
Who's fighting? Who's fighting down there? Who is it?
Oh, I don't know. One of them. One of them's just this skeg who's blown in. But the one who's just laid him out. That's Shored Up Fist Snapper. He's almost
Shored Up
unbeaten.
Fist Snapper.
Yeah, he took a bit of a beating a couple of weeks ago, and some I don't want to say anything too harsh towards either of them, but his competitor, we'll call him, broke his leg.
I've already left this person now, and I'm on my way back to Gregor.
Just like it broke his leg. Oh, all right. Just like rolling along.
I'm gonna grab Gregor around the shoulder and say, "Come with me."
Can I just tap Rag on the shoulder?
You can, yes.
I'm just go. I'm sorry, pal. I mean, I normally absolutely love your lust for violence, but remember we're a little bit on a time thing here.
I understand. When I'm trying to get our friend here up to scratch before we head off on this expedition. Just let me try something simple. I'm not going to get him into a fight.
Okay.
I'm just going to simply show him. Do you realize who's fighting over there?
No.
Your perception, please, Gregor. Oh wait, no, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I thought you were asking Gregor.
It's Shored Up, the Fist Snapper.
Oh, is he the one you fought last time? Is it?
It is. Yeah. Do you remember Greg's participation in this?
Yes. What? Are you going for a second go?
No, I'm not going for a second go. I'm simply going to show him who it is that's fighting and hope it jogs his memory. You have a look around, see what you can see. I'll try and jog his memory, and we'll meet back.
Okay. Oh, what's the point?
I'm not going to get him into a fight.
I'm just going to give up on the conversation now and go. What I might do is go and find about these expedition runners.
You need to look for Abchar.
Yeah, is that for the dark? Oh, we're in character.
Yeah, you guys are in character, I think.
Yes, Abchar. But that's for the dark area, isn't it?
Yes, but I have a feeling he's in here somewhere.
You know, I concede. I will walk around the grounds and see if I can find Abchar. You do what you need to do, but please remember, no problems.
There won't be no problems here, my friend. I'll see you at the entrance, yeah?
I'm just gonna... Yeah.
10 minutes.
Once again, the crowd is roaring, just like a vast unison roar, as one of the like little pinpricks is no longer moving, and the other one is just pacing around the outside of the arena to just chants.
I believe, have I reached Gregor at this point?
Yes, you are now with Gregor. You're still in the front area. Like I say, unless you purchase a ticket, you can't go into the viewing area itself. However, there is a betting counter, a very kind of like a closed-off area with a long reception table, not too far away from the ticket stalls.
In view enough to see Shored Up. It's too small, isn't it? It was very
It is.
small.
You'd have to go into the actual viewing areas. So it's kind of like think like a football stadium. You're like on the outskirts, on the outside parts. You can walk around and stuff, but you can't actually view it until you go down on the stairs. It's that kind of setup.
Okay, I'll try something first. Then. Gregor,
Yes.
that man fighting down there.
I kind of just have a look, see if I can see anything.
Roll me a perception, please.
$11.
You can't actually see him well enough to make out individual details and stuff, but you can see that he's kind of like got a light green hue to his skin, He looks quite bulky and beefy. If you had to take a guess from this distance, you'd say that he's an orc.
What, that orc person over there?
That orc person, you fought him. He's called Shoruk the Fist Snapper. Do you remember that name?
Do I, Tom?
Roll me history. Just a straight up history.
That is a 1, not a natural.
Not a natural one, okay. It doesn't ring a bell at all. You've never heard the name.
Never heard the name before, Rag.
Come with me.
Just exasperated.
I just take a deep breath and go along with him.
Okay, so as this is happening, Iyvak, what are you up to? As Rag is leading Gregor around the grounds.
Well, I am gonna basically walk in a ring if there's a way I can figure that out. Well, it's a ring in it, so I'm gonna walk around it. And I know what it looks like, don't I? So
you do know what ours looks like, but you can't walk around the ring itself. You're kind of like on the outer tiers of it. It's only at the entrance where the tickets gates are that you can see into the arena, because you're not in the viewing area itself. Like I say, you know, like in a football stadium where you're on the inside of the stadium, there's like the food vendors and all that kind of jazz. But it's not until you actually walk out into the entrance and down the stairs that you can see the pitch. It's like that, but with a fighting arena at the bottom.
okay. Well, I'll go to. Well, I'll just go to where the crowd is then, and then I suppose I'll ask.
Okay, so how are you doing this then? Sorry. So you're now back in the entrancey type of plot where people are buying tickets and there's the betting table and whatnot. Waitresses walking around with alcohol. There's a throng of people that are waiting to be let in.
Oh, I'll ask one of the waitresses. I'll be like, excuse me.
Waitress just walks over with some drinks and drinks her.
Well, no, I'm okay for now. What I am actually looking for is a fellow called Asher.
I don't believe I know someone called Asher.
Asher. Yeah. No, never heard of him. I believe he frequents.
Say that again, sorry?
I believe he frequents this place quite often.
No, there's no one called Asher around here. Do you mean Asher?
Yes.
Oh, I don't believe I've seen Mr. Clara today. It's a bit early for him. He's normally here in the afternoon. Or the evening.
Clara?
Yeah, Asher Clara.
Oh yes, that'll be the gentleman. He's not here now.
No, he's normally here in the afternoon or the evening.
Oh, where would he be in the morning?
I don't really know, sir. Asher's a bit of a mystery, you know?
Yeah, so I'm finding. But you would say he's here in the afternoon, though. That's pretty much a definite.
Afternoon or evening, yeah. He's not here every day, of course. But when it's the championship fights, he normally turns up, yeah.
And when's that fight?
That would be snow.
That'll do, kindly. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, the championship fights are normally on Wednesdays. It's Shorduk's big return, you know. He's fighting right now.
Who's?
Shorduk, he's our champion, you see. But he had to take a couple of weeks off.
Oh, yes. Why, did he meet a worthy opponent, did he?
I guess you could say that, yeah. I mean, there's a bit of controversy about it. He fought some big dragon chap before. He almost beat him as well, but Shorduk got the last fight, last blow in. But then for some reason, Muruk decided to let some big ogre guy in. Ogre versus ogre, I guess it was. And, well, some people aren't happy with the result. They said that half orc cheated because, well, it was one fight after another.
Cheated? It was perfectly in the rules.
Well, I don't have a say in it either way, so I just serve the drinks. This is just what people are saying.
Well, And I'm going to lean in closer and go, just between you and me, I think we're going to have a resolution to that matter very shortly.
Oh, do you know the orc gentleman?
Maybe.
If you do, tell him Mr. Murrock would he'd like a rematch at some time.
Oh no. From that, I'm going to turn around and go and find them.
I was just going to say I'm going to head down. Well, I'll drag Gregor. I was heading down to the Betters Guild.
To the betting table.
To the betting table, yeah.
So as you approach the betting table, you can see there are quite a few people there, but they're now starting to.
I can really see where this is going.
A kind of disembodied voice just kind of rings out. It's like, fight begins in 5 minutes. The people start moving away from the table, and now you've got a bit of a clear line of sight.
Is Shordock in the next fight?
Who are you asking that?
To whoever's taking the bets.
So you can see that it's this small little goblin. You've seen this goblin before.
Oh, I recognise him.
Yes. Murrock, yes. Shordock, hey? He just fought. Big guy. Hey,
That's what I was coming down to bet on.
I know you. You're the son of a bitch who broke his leg. What are you doing
It was a fair
here?
fight.
Another fight? Well, I've got some stick from a lot of people.
That's not
They
my
said
problem.
I should have let Shordock heal. So, how
You
about
did heal him.
I gave him some salve. That doesn't
You
exactly
said it was
constitute
fair,
as a full rest.
So it was fair.
Oh, I'm not arguing that, friend. It's just other people don't think that it is. But I tell you what, if you want to shut them all up, you can fight them tonight. I'm sure people would love to see the rematch. Orc versus Orc.
Shordock himself?
Shordock himself. Just no help from your friends this time.
I'm not interested in fighting tonight. I'm simply interested
sure?
in betting.
Oh, alright. His
And
face kind of lightens a bit.
But I want to bet on a particular orc tonight.
Oh, and which orc would this be? I'm assuming that's Shordock.
That is correct.
You want to bet on
fight?
Shordock?
I do.
Not really sure what your game is, friend, but hey, who am I to tell patrons what to do? His next fight's tonight,
At what time?
round about 9. He's the main event. People have been waiting some time ever since you did a number on his leg.
Rag,
Put 500 gold pieces down for me. And you let him know that I've put that.
He just kind of, well, I'm waiting for the payment first, but yeah, I'll put. If he wins, you'll get triple your payment back.
I'm aware.
Rag, I did not come here to watch you place a bet on some orc. Why are we here?
This is no particular orc. This is the orc you fought and lost. And I had to come in and finish the job.
If I can, if I can break up this little.
This for me. No, you could confirm this for me.
Just
Tell
kind
me
of,
what happened that night.
kind of leans across. Yeah, I remember you. Well, you had a bit of a tussle with him. You almost came off the better as well, but he beat you into the ground.
Did he?
He did. It was a good match, very close. Are you sure you don't want to have a go? Dragon versus Orc. Even better as a rematch.
I think about it for 5-10 seconds.
Just kind of like this little goblin is now stood on the table. It's kind of like this just light green goblin, just like stood on the table, just tapping his foot.
You tell
What do you
that dog
say?
I want a rematch.
Tonight?
Tonight.
Ah,
My 500 gold is on Gregor.
you're changing your mind, eh? Alright. Okay, we can go for that. Tell me, you don't have any heart conditions or anything, right? No underlying health problems? You don't fear death?
I wouldn't say no.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'll have a word with some people. I mean, obviously the guy who was going to fight Shordock will be a bit sad, but he never beat him. You almost did. This big guy up here did, but he doesn't want to fight, so we'll take you on. Now as for you, just points at Rag. You want 500 on your friend, yeah?
Yes.
Alright. I'll need the bag now, though.
When is the fight?
The fight is tonight at 9.
What time is it now?
This takes a second, kind of looks at a wall behind him. It looks blank to you, but it looks like he's reading something. I'd say about 10:30. Close to 11.
In the morning.
Yeah.
I'll give you 100 now and I will see the 400 later. Plus, if I
Oh.
didn't come to you now and I came later tonight, the bet would still be in the same place.
Call it 200 now, and you lock your odds in. If you come tonight, the odds might be a bit different.
Deal.
Pleasure
have it
doing
200
business,
gold.
friend.
See
kinda-
you tonight.
Drop the bag of gold into his hand, just clutches it. I'll see you tonight.
See you tonight.
I'll see you tonight.
No, I'll see you tonight.
All right, I just grab Rag and just pull it back.
Just dragging him away. I'll see you tonight.
See you tonight.
This Bibbit just kind of wakes up at this point after his drunken stupor.
What's going on? Where are we now?
We're seeing him tonight.
Seeing who tonight?
Him.
Just kind of puff smoke up.
I'll see you tonight.
Yeah.
To Murug, though, it's just this little fey dragon that's just like... He doesn't understand him at all.
Anyway, let's try and find Arja.
Yes. But Gregor, just a quick word.
Yes.
Maybe not mention this to Iyvak just yet. He might not agree. I think it's best just to maybe keep it quiet for now until we find a way to make him understand. I'll have a word with him.
All right. Fair enough. Carry on walking.
Yeah, I'll be joining him.
Okay, so Iyvak, as this has been going on, as they are now starting to make their way back to the entrance, after that 10 minutes has elapsed, what are you up to?
Well, I was looking for him, so I'm wondering at some point if I spot him.
Roll me perception, please.
Nine.
No, there's too many people in. Whilst people are now starting to rush through the ticket gate, handing their tickets to various people there, it is starting to clear out a little bit, but you still can't see them. They're not in the main area anymore. On the
Okay.
looks of it.
I think I'm going to assume if people are leaving that they've gone, if they're not at the fight arena or in the fight arena.
So you're heading back to the entrance then?
Yeah, I would do, yeah.
Yeah, as you get to the entrance, you see Rag and Gregor now also walking towards the entrance. Bimmit is awake at this point in time, and there's a bit of smoke flaring from his nostrils again.
Rag! Oh, I thought you would have done something stupid and started a fight. Oh.
No, I was just simply showing our friend here, Shorter, to see if he could remember. He didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't remember.
Oh well. Well, at least I'm very, very proud of you because I've heard rumours that they were saying these silly people were saying that the game was a bit unfair, but I'm so proud that you managed to get over that because we've got things to do, haven't we? So.
Yeah.
And the good news is, I found out this Ashar, I can never remember that fellow's name, will be back here at 9 o'clock because apparently there's going to be a big fight. So we can just find him then.
Yeah. About that.
Yeah, it makes it quite easy, doesn't it?
Are you continuing this conversation in the Fighters Guild itself, or are you heading out at this point?
No,
I saw him, I was walking out, but...
well, yeah, there is a fight tonight.
Yeah, I know, it's a big one, apparently.
Yeah. It sort of involves Gregor.
What?
I just walk silent.
Well, you see, we headed down for me to try and get him to see Shorduck and have possibly some memories. But he didn't recognize him, so I took him down to the Bedders Guild, simply just to introduce myself again and to put a bet on Shorduck because I know he's a really good fighter and I'm trying to make some money back for the expensive material I have to pay for in the next couple of days. And one thing sort of led to another after he realized who I was, and I got him to confirm with Gregor what actually happened, and now Gregor wants to fight Shorduck, and I sort of let that happen. And it's happening tonight at 9 o'clock.
I could see myself gradually trembling.
Yeah, you're just starting to feel anger here, Iyvak. Your fists are clenched and you're shaking.
It will be good for him.
You bet on a fight with Gregor.
I didn't bet on a fight with Gregor. I bet on a fight with Shorduck. And then one thing led to another, and now them two are fighting. So I changed my bet to Gregor.
Oh, my dear, keep me calm.
It will be good for him. He needs this. We need him clear before this expedition.
I'm battling now with my wills not to throw a fist punch at him.
Listen.
Roll me a con check, please. Let's see if you...
Con check.
Was this
Yeah,
to
sorry,
me
continue,
or
Gregor, continue.
Rag?
Sorry, continue, Rag, continue as you were saying.
This is important. We must get his memory back before this expedition. He said it wasn't my idea for him to fight him. It was after the better told him what happened. He willingly wanted to fight him himself. I didn't have no say in it. That wasn't my intentions. It was off his own accord. So I changed my bet to bet on Gregor because I know Gregor, and he will not take no for an answer. He is fighting him tonight at 9, and he needs our support.
Iyvak, what did you get? 2? As he's saying this, the more he's talking, the more angry you're getting. You kind of, as he's saying, like, the fight's happening tonight and all this kind of stuff at the end, you just kind of grab him. Like, grab him by his leather armor.
I'm gonna go for a headbutt then.
Rag, what's your AC? Roll to hit, please, Iyvak. I don't think I need to ask you your AC, Rag.
Yeah, I got 6.
It doesn't hit.
See, Yeah, I was going to say, so Iyvak kind of grabs you by like the clasps on your leather arm and tries to headbutt you, but as he does, Bimit just kind of flares more smoke out, and it just disorientates Iyvak.
Well-
The second the smoke comes out, you kind of stop.
I'm gonna grab him by his torso, whatever cloth or material he's wearing, and just drag him outside the Fighters Guild. And just
You
put
guys
him
are
up
already outside.
Okay, I'm just gonna put him up against the wall there and just say he needs this.
All right, can I butt in at this point?
Can I
If you wish, yeah.
can I start rumbling the ground with my I've got what that one's called. Okay, is that what way I can rumble the ground?
I was going to say, I can't allow it unless you've actually got the name of it, I'm afraid.
Okay, I'm going to say I'm that angry I can't remember how to do it.
That's fine. You try and rumble the ground, but your rage is so intense that all you can think of is getting out of this hold. As you are doing that, Gregor, what are you doing, sorry?
I put my right hand on like Iyvak and my left
Yeah,
hand
and
on
your left hand.
left hand on Rag, just to push him back. So I literally grab a Rag just to pull him. Just to
Rag,
pull
are
him
you
away.
resisting this at all?
No, no.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, Gregor, you quite easily get in between the two of them. You just pull them apart, and yeah, Rag is quite calm during all of this. Despite the fact that he held Iyvak against a wall, he doesn't seem angry as such. He's just reacting.
I just go,
Iyvak, however, seems angry.
Yeah, as soon as he puts his hand on me as well, I'll go, and you, Gregor, I expect it from him, but you, I expect more.
I just turn to him. It's like, Iyvak, I need to do this.
You need to cause trouble before we go on mission.
I need to get my head straight with this. I've got two memories clashing with me, and I don't know what to do. What would you suggest?
You know, I'm just gonna like bat his hand away and go, God, do what you want. And then I'm just gonna walk up.
Yes, Iyvak is now walking. Whereabouts are you walking, Iyvak? Bear in mind that
Well, I think I was gonna head to the slums before all this business, so I'm just gonna keep going north, I think, and go through the.
I was going to say, so you exited from this area here, so on the right-hand side, the eastern side of the Fighters Guild. For some
Yeah.
reason that's not showing up in the recording, which is annoying, but there you go. Oh, it's delayed. Okay, so yeah, are you heading that way then?
Yeah, I'm gonna go north and then start heading towards the slum. In a fury though, so I'm just like I'm proper storming off.
You're still in the financial area, you're just heading north, you're coming around the corner now, and to the right, you can see that there's a row of houses. They look like they would have been occupied once upon a time, but again, time has kind of destroyed them a little bit. They're derelict, they're crumbling, they're falling in on themselves, and there's more. Once again, there's kind of like just some moss and plants growing over them.
I'm gonna basically go to the right, still fuming. Whip round, go into a meditation pose, and just go, you guys go on. I need to talk with my god Majir. And I'm gonna.
Yeah, sorry, just to point out, Iyvak, your god isn't Majir. That is a title that you achieve. Yeah, your god. If you just give me 1 second, I can find you your god.
That was a while ago, that one, wasn't it?
It was right towards the very beginning. I have an inkling as to who the god is, but I don't want to say it and
Was
get
it
something
Maya?
complete. I don't believe it was. I've got it down here somewhere.
I like how Iyvak's gone off. It's like, I'm going to pray to whatever his name is.
Your god was Eldath.
Oh, that's way off. Okay, I'll write that down for future.
So Iyvak, you kind of just you're close to where these houses are, and because there's some vegetative growth and stuff. There's grass growing through the cracks. There's leaves and vines growing down these buildings themselves. It's almost like being back in nature. So you just kind of sit down, you cross your legs, hands on your knees. You just close your eyes, and your mind goes blank. Gregor and Rag, what are you doing at this point? Is he just taking a meditative stance?
As he just walked off at this point.
Yeah, you can see him. You can see that he's just sat in front of these houses essentially with his eyes closed.
I just turn to him to go, Iyvak, come on. I'm guessing he doesn't. I'm guessing you don't listen.
I just sounds.
No response.
Gregor, I'll just leave him. He'll come around.
Yeah. Okay. And then I start walking towards the. What was number 2 called again?
So number 2 is the slums. So you guys head round the back of the arena. You can still hear like muffled cheers and cries and stuff. To your right hand side, directly in front of you, is the wall that leads into the slums. To the right of you, you can see, similar to the houses, there is what appears to be the ruins of a church, but this one is much more overgrown, like much more overgrown. There are actually trees.
Coming back.
The trees themselves are actually poking through. You can see some plants around the side. And as you're walking around, you can actually see towards the back where the actual perimeter fence is. Looks to be almost like a field starting to reappear on the grounds itself. On the other side is what looks to be kind of like a group of buildings. Again, they've seen better days, but unlike the church and the houses on the right-hand side, these don't have anything growing in them at all. Despite them looking ruined, they look well kept, if that makes sense. They've been broken. They look dirty and a bit dusty, but there's nothing growing on them.
Are we? Because I just double check my memory here. Are we aware that we're supposed to meet? I just remembered Ivak saying about Ebchar later on tonight. Are we aware of this?
You're meant to be meeting Arja.
I told you that it's going to be coming at 9 o'clock.
Us, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. In terms of Ebchar, you've still got a couple of days before you must report back to him.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you continuing heading upwards then?
Let's move.
So as you are... Sorry, go on.
Where are we going, Gregor?
We're going to the slums.
We're going to the slums, and what reason is that for?
Find what's his name again?
Abcha?
That's the one.
Arja.
Arja.
Arja is in the slums?
Arja is in the slums in the morning.
Okay. Vamonos.
So as you continue, then you are pretty much at the gates themselves. You are around about here-ish. You can see that there is now a road leading into these ruins. Do you continue on, or are you going to have a look, basically, where the road is leading? Where the offshoot is leading?
I'll have a look. I'll have a cheeky look.
A cheeky look? Christ, I didn't realise we were back in 2010. You'll be getting a Nando's soon. A cheeky look along with my cheeky Nando's.
I've never been to Nando's, so...
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough, I rescind that comment. So,
I always hear mixed thingies about Nando's, so...
Nah. Half decent for vegan stuff at times, but ironically being a chicken place. Anyway, you can see, like, down this little snicket that's leading in, it looks like the actual set of buildings, they are very damaged. and they're abandoned. But you can see it looks to be
This ain't looking good, is it?
It looks like it might have been an old square, so possibly the site of the old town square before expansion began. In the centre of it is kind of like a large statue and a fountain, almost type of thing. There's a couple of people milling around. It's the only place in the financial area other than the bank and the fighters area that seems to have any people in it.
Okay. I was gonna say, Tom. Do we actually know if Arja's actually in the slums? Because I think only Iyvak only heard that from the waitress.
I can't tell you that, I'm afraid. That's not something I can disclose,
I told
if you
you
know or not. He
Yeah.
told you, but you don't know if he's actually going to be there. This is just what the waitress said. She said that during the day, he's normally in the fighters arena in the afternoon or the evening. During the day, he is normally around the slums, or he might be elsewhere. She didn't say what elsewhere might include, but she did say elsewhere.
Okay, as long as Iyvak just go.
Yeah, he told you.
Okay, that's all right then. I tell you
Come
what,
on,
Rag.
Gregor, what are we doing here?
Rag, you look in the slums. I'm gonna have a look around here.
All right. I'll head. I'll just say it's like jogging to the slums.
Okay, Iyvak, you are still meditating at this point. Yeah, let's go with Rag for now then, as we're splitting the group up. Cheers, guys.
You're very welcome, Tom. You're very welcome.
So yeah, Gregor starts heading down this small little path into what appears to be the old town square. Rag, you are passing through like the open gates into the slums.
Yeah, and I'm also going to take my loot out and I'm going to thrash some shit out of it.
So yeah, you are now walking into the slums then, playing your loot. You are... roll me a performance, please.
Yeah. 20, not natural.
So yeah, you kind of you're just kind of happily strumming along. You're gaining some attention from the people around you. They're all dressed as you would expect from the slums, quite poorly. As you're walking, you can kind of hear like as the ground is, the mud underneath you is giving way. It feels quite wet. Surrounding you are just dozens and dozens of tents.
I'm also going to cast dancing lights.
Yeah.
To create even more attention. Try and bring as many people out as possible. I'm still taking a jog through here as well, so I'm trying to get the whole tent's attention. I'm just running around the entire slums. Creating a form of circle. So I'm in the middle, and I'm trying to create an outer circle of people. I'm not I'm not begging and asking for money or anything. I'm just simply giving some inspirations to the people of the slums.
I'll tell you what, because you're running around as well, then roll me an
I'm only taking a slight jog. I'm not running.
Okay, well, you have to slow down at times because the slums themselves, the tents that are arranged around the slums, are all quite tightly packed together. There's only one or two little areas that you can nip through and everything. But you manage to kind of squeeze your way in and out, playing your lute as you do so, as these dancing lights are swirling around you. More and more people are starting to kind of like crawl out of the tents. You hear some people groaning. It's still quite early for some of them, but a lot of them seem quite happy to see you.
I'll shout about it. Come on! Grab your instruments! Come on!
You kind of just hear quite a lot of people, what's going on? We don't have instruments.
There's that guy over there's playing. What's he doing here?
Can I hear that?
Yeah, you can hear. It's just like a cacophony of noise, basically.
Come on,
Just
somebody
these
must
people-
have an instrument around here. Come on.
After a little bit of time, are you just sticking around that outer area close to the financial area, or are you a financial district? Or
Hopefully, in number 2, hopefully it should be directly in the middle of it by now, trying to grab an audience.
okay, you keep on playing, and you kind of stop, like in the center where there's a bit of an opening. After some time, as you're still playing, asking for an instrument, there is a very large tent, and you see basically the flap of it just kind of fling open, and a very small figure emerges. He looks about 3 foot tall. There's very deep lines in his face, and he's got white wispy hair. He comes out. The first thing you can see is just some large, bushy eyebrows, some little piercing blue eyes underneath him. On top of his head, there is a small fabric miner's cap, but the torch that was inside it has long burnt out. He has a very bulbous and large nose, a craggy face with small blue eyes, very large bushy eyebrows, and a miner's cap on. He looks like he's got some faded fabric tunics on, and he's barefoot. His feet are just covered in hair. He's walking with a walking stick, and on top of it is a very finely cut emerald. But in his hand is a small flute. Sorry, that he's carrying. He starts just playing it. He just kind of lifts it with one hand, rests the walking stick across his shoulder. Just starts playing this flute along with you.
Yes! Yes! Come on! Come on!
He starts playing this flute perfectly along with you. He's not moving. You get the feeling that he can't move without his walking stick.
Well, I'm moving. I'm severely moving.
As you're bounding around, you're starting to
I
get
can
closer
tell.
and closer to him.
Come on, come on! More people! More people!
The people around you most of them look quite happy to hear this music. Quite a few of them are starting to jig along and clap and dance. Again, as they're starting to clap and dance, you can just keep on hearing the ground kind of squelching underneath them. So you're realising that the ground is quite wet, even though it's not been raining.
That's alright, I'm just going to keep it going for a lengthy enough time to hopefully get as much attention as possible. That's my main aim here.
Yeah, there's a couple of eyes on the small... I was going to say there's a couple of eyes on the small figure who's playing the flute along with you, but a lot of people's attention seems to be on yours, on you.
That's fine, I'll try and draw it to both of us. It doesn't need to be on me.
So you're still dancing towards him, playing the lute, and you're pretty much next to him at this point.
Flute! Flute solo!
He just does an expert flute solo. You can see, even though his hands are old and craggy, he's just like... His hands are moving very nimbly. His fingers are just in and out.
Is there music flowing? The notes flowing around?
Yeah, it's kind of... You're both intermingling. You're playing off of each other. You're doing a harmonious melody at this point. It's building up to a crescendo.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's find that crescendo and find a professional ending. Just do a big ending, a big finale.
Roll me one more performance check, please.
28.
Yeah, so he doesn't quite keep up quite as well with you during the finale, but yeah, your fingers are just like sliding along the frets in and out. You're expertly plucking it, and then just one final strum, and you're done. The crowd is still quite. You hear like
clapping around. A lot of the people are very happy. You've made a lot of people's day from this. The old small figure, now that you're next to him, you can see that he's a gnome of some sort. He kind of like just puts the flute into his tunic and just grabs his walking stick again. Just kind of looks up at you.
Well done, fellows there. Well done.
Well done to you, too. That was some mighty fine lute playing.
That was some good stuff. Come and have a chat with me. Come and have a word.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah.
Please come inside my tent.
Okay,
We will-
Of course.
We will, whatever you wish to discuss, we'll discuss in there.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you kind of,
yeah, absolutely.
you follow him, and he's just kind of like hobbling along with this walking stick.
So,
As he's walking towards this large tent that he came out of.
so, have you been here for long?
I've not been here for long at all. I've been here once before. We've been traveling the areas. This is my second time in Salt Harbour. I thought I would explore and see what is around. I'm sort of I'm looking for somebody in particular.
Oh, that would explain why you're in the slums then. Travelers don't often come here.
Yes. I'm wondering if you know somebody named Abchar.
At this, you're kind of like entering into the tent, and the tent itself, the inner of the tent itself, for a slum, it's quite well kept. There's a bedroll in the corner. There are a couple of others as well. You can see that this person has a couple of people sleeping there as well. There is a wooden chair, a small wooden chair that looks like it's been made out of branches and twigs and stuff like that. Just kind of sits and leans back in the chair, just kind of gestures for you to sit on the floor. There's a small little throw. It's a bit dirty, but you know it'll keep you off the mud itself.
I'm used to that.
And there's a crackling fire in between the two of you.
Abchar, you say?
Yes.
One of the reaps?
Yes.
May I ask what your business is with him?
I've just heard a lot about him. I'd like to meet him and ask him a few questions. Nothing very serious. I just heard he hangs out a lot in the slums in the morning.
Abchar doesn't, no. No, neither does his father, Ambrius. Neither of the reaps hang out around. Neither of the reaps frequent this area. Are you sure you're not confused with someone else?
Maybe you could enlighten me. Who do you think
Well,
I can.
Well, it depends. What person are you trying to find? What kind of person is it?
You said Abchar is Ajar is
Abchar.
No, Aja. I'm looking for Aja.
Oh, why didn't you say? You said Abchar.
No,
Aja.
Aja.
Aja. Well, he sometimes comes in, yes. We have a bit of dealings with him. He gives,
He just kind of trails up.
He runs businesses and, well, he allows my people in the slums to work those businesses. As long as we don't steal from him, he makes sure that we get goods to sell.
Where can I find him? This good morrow.
He's not here today. He's not due here today. He's due here, what are we on, Wednesday? He's due here on Friday for his latest stock delivery. Today he's probably around the financial district somewhere.
This morrow?
Yes, this morrow he'll be around the...
He just kind of... He pauses for a second, and he just kind of rubs his face. Just starts... Instead of rubbing like a beard or something, he just starts rubbing his large eyebrows.
He will be where his business is. In the financial district.
Anything more specific than that, or just around?
Just kind of do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Check that there's no guards outside.
Okay. I'll just take a peek out the tent. Is anyone around?
Roll me a perception, please. There's a lot of people outside, but
18.
yeah, so you can see there's a lot of people outside. The closest guard is where the actual market, the outer slum market stalls are. So that's near where the sewage canal is. So yeah, there are just yeah. So where the entrance is here, there are a row of market stalls where people from the slums sell their wares, and you can see that the closest guard is there, whereas you are here. So they're not next to you, but they aren't too far away. They're not within earshot, but if anything were to happen, they would be able to get there quickly.
Okay. I'll go back in and say, the guards are at the normal stations, maybe 200 yards. 200 yards out there, the stations. It's not really.
Very well. I wouldn't normally tell a stranger this, but you've provided a nice service for my people in the slums.
A fellow bard too. I don't know, perhaps you're a bard?
I was not, unfortunately. I picked this up. I picked up this, this hobby, I'll call it, as I fled Erebor. I was, yes, unfortunately I was involved in some nasty dealings there. I don't know if you know about the Civil War at all, but I was involved in that.
Vague amounts. To pick up something of this sort through such terror is inspiring in itself.
It helped with our resistance. It helped keep their spirits up. So of course when...
You must be a moderate...
Oh, what, sorry?
I forgot that word. You must be
What are you trying?
I'll change it. You must be an inspiration to your people. An admiration to your people.
These were not always my people. Once upon a time, I lived in a place called Digbury in Erebor. But circumstances changed, and now I live here. It took some time, but these people accepted me. And so whenever someone like yourself comes along and gives them good reason to be happy on the day, I'm happy to help you out. So I will tell you this much. If Archer is not here, or in the arena, or watching the arena, should that be Archer is not a fighter himself. But if he is not there, he will be in the ruins, in the financial district.
Okay.
I cannot say more because if I was to reveal everything about that area, Archer would not be too pleased with me. And I do not wish to draw the ire of a genasi.
No, of course. That's very well. Thank you for your time. You don't suppose you know anywhere I could get some good weaponry or armor from around here, would you?
Oh, weapons, you say?
Yes.
Well, my people sell lots of them. If you go out towards the entrance, you will find many people selling weapons and armor.
Around the entrances in the outskirts?
Where the road is, where the entrance road is, you will see lots of market stalls. To Salt Harbour.
Entrance to Salt Harbour.
Roll me an insight though, please. Yeah, he's just telling you where things are. Telling you that, some of the people in the slums sell weapons.
Thank you for your time. One more question though.
Oh, of course.
Hey, you don't suppose to know any history of the sorts of anything to do with any plinths or temples of any sort to you? Been a no?
Just pauses for a second. I'm afraid not. There wasn't. I didn't know really anything about. What was it, plimps?
It's all temples of any sorts.
Oh, well, there was a few temples back in Erebor, but I never went in there myself. It wasn't my kind of thing. Us rock gnomes, we're not really known for going inside temples. I don't even know what a plinth is, I'm afraid. So I can't help you there. I've never had to go inside a temple.
Yeah, that's okay, my friend. Never mind. Have a nice day. Thank you for the information. Thank you for the performance. It was, very nice. It's been a while.
The pleasure is all mine, friend. You're welcome in the slums whenever you wish. Especially if you uplift my people again like that.
Thank you so much.
With that, are you exiting? I'm guessing.
Yes, yeah. I'm gonna leave his tent and head towards the financial district where I believe Gregor is hanging out, and head towards. I don't know if I know where the ruins are.
No, but we will go to Gregor at this point because obviously he will have been doing stuff as you're chatting. 1 second, Iyvak, are you still meditating? It's been about 10 minutes at this point.
Yeah, I'd say how long ever it would be for me to calm down. So I don't know.
Do me a favour, just roll me a straight up d20.
Getting that a little too often. 7.
You're calming down. You're still quite angry.
I think
This
I'm
entire
just gonna
situation.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to stay until I'm all leveled.
That's fair. Okay, so heading back to Gregor then. Gregor, you are now walking. Gregor's left.
Mhm.
You are walking down the road into where the old town square was. As you're kind of like approaching it, you can see that basically, this was once upon a time, a very long time ago, an old square. In the centre is a large statue. There's people walking around. They're keeping in small huddles. As you walk by, a bit of building just crumbles off slightly.
I'm just looking around, just kind of just wanting some time to myself, kind of like trying to wrap around these memories.
Are you looking for anything or anyone in particular? Or are you just walking around, basically?
Just walking around.
Okay, so
a bit of solitude, really.
So as you're walking around, people are giving you distance. You start walking more into the centre. To your left, you can see like 3 people just chatting amongst themselves. And they look up, spot you and stare for a second before turning back to their conversation. You continue on and you're heading more towards like the statue that's in the middle. As you approach it, more people are starting to look at you as you're walking closer to the statue.
Alright. Can I inspect the statue?
Yeah, roll me a investigation, please.
$16.
16. Okay, so this is it looks like an old weathered iron statue, which is long turned green due to oxidization. As you look at it, you kind of like tap it, and it kind of rings hollow. The statue itself appears to be someone that looks a little bit like the blacksmith, actually. So like a triton, so kind of like a mermaid-y type of thing, a merman with legs, holding a triton of all things, and holding up on the other side the corpse of a sanguine.
Interesting.
There looks to be writing. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, do I notice any writing like on the actual statue or like anything below it?
There is some writing on it, but it's a bit faded. You can't really make out what it says.
Did you say that there's people nearby?
Yeah, there's a couple of people milling around. There's a group of like 5 or 6 people. Over in the corner is over in the corner there is someone that's just kind of stood with his arms crossed watching you. He's about 5'7", so he's a little shorter than you, I would say. But he is bright red. He's got multiple scars across his face, some of which form crosses at various points. And he's got horns, some low-set horns that taper off towards his brow, form a bit of a V shape. His eyes are yellow, and he has a small nose, and on his chin there's 3 more horns. His hair's been trimmed down to a Mohican. Basically, a tiefling is staring at you.
Do I? Yeah, I kind of just look at it back and just nod my head. Really
Takes a
subtly.
second. Takes a second. Still just kind of leant against like this crumbling pillar. Just nods slowly back at you.
Okay, I turn to the. No, I tell you what. I'll walk up to him.
Okay, so yeah, you are now, I would say face to face, but you're like what, 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah, I am quite tall. I think I'm about 6'2". I believe.
Yeah, so you walk up to him, you kind of like make your way around the statue, away from the other crowd of people, and you're just kind of like a foot or 2 away from him, just kind of looking down on him. This guy isn't wearing too many clothes. He's wearing some strips of fur across his arms and chest. He's got just some slacks on. One of his arms has a...
Who's that up there?
Oh, that's an old guy. Don't know who he is. Been here for a long time, you know. I think he must have been here when everyone settled. Well before my time.
Fair enough. I was just interested in the area. I thought I'll give it a little explore.
He kind of arches an eyebrow. Why? What do you mean, interested? You heard stuff.
Just curious, I guess. Just having a little nosy. That's about it.
I'll give you some advice, friend. Maybe don't nose around stuff so often, especially alone.
Why is that?
Well, I'm not sure if you've noticed this area, but it's a bit run down. Bad things can happen to people if they don't keep the guard up. Especially if they go poking the nose in places they don't belong.
Is that a threat?
It's not a threat. Just a friendly bit of information. Take it as you will.
I don't know if you can help me, but I'm looking for the black market.
There's one thing I love, is how blunt Gregor is at times. Again,
Seems like the right guy to talk to, so...
Rather than just arching an eyebrow, both of his eyebrows raise up. It's not often we get someone just straight up wanting to find out where it is.
The best...
Why are you looking for it? What's your business?
Basically, we're looking for an interesting person called Arja.
Oh, you're looking for Mr. Clara, are you? You don't really need to be in the dark market for that.
Do you know where he is?
Yeah, tell you what. He just kind of taps you on the shoulder. You wait here. I'll get him for you. Then he'll let you know if you're allowed in the dark area or not.
Much obliged.
No worries, you can state your business to him.
I just stand there with my arms crossed.
So he kind of like tucks behind the
breaking pillar, and you can hear his footsteps walking away. You can hear a bit of voices behind, but you can't really make it out. You can hear this deep baritone from this guy and another voice as well that you can't quite hear. A couple of seconds passed, and this small tiefling pops back out, and following him is an air genasi. He's kind of like got bright purple hair, just kind of going down. Some tattoos around. He's got light blue skin, which is almost translucent. His hair itself is whipping around his back, and his eyes have some bright purple lining to the sclera, with the actual irises being white. He's got some earrings on and a brown waistcoat. Unlike last time, his hands, which were previously just wrapped in leather wrappings, now also have his chain blade wrapped around them.
Sorry, chain and...
Chain blade. So it's like
chain
a
blade.
chain made of blades which are wrapped around his hands. Just kind of pops out from the side.
Are you Arja?
Who's asking?
I'm Gregor. I think you've talked to some of my friends, Iyvak or Rag, before.
I got to say, those names don't really ring a bell, you know? I meet many peoples around here. It's kind of a deal.
Monk.
Tells you what, I do remember there's a high folk around here. A little while ago, though.
Yes, we've kind of come interested into the dark market.
Why are you guys interested in our humble little dark area, huh?
Well, for a bit of trade, maybe in some information.
Oh yeah? Why can't you guys just trade on the market in the commercial area? Huh?
You can't find everything you want there, can you?
Well put, friend. Well, tells you what. I can't just let everyone into the dark area now, can I? But you guys, well, I say you guys, you's obviously traveling with those guys. You's earns my trust. You can go in the dark area.
Much obliged. Do you know where it is?
Yeah, of course I do. I runs the place. But like I says, earn my trust. And then you can go in it.
Well, we're come here to make a deal, so I think we can do that.
Well, like I says, earn my trust, you can go in. You earns my trust by doing a job or two for me. Well, let's just call it a job. I've got a few jobs for you that you could choose from. You do one of those, and I'll let you in.
Give us the information.
Sounds good.
Job.
Are you sure you just don't want your pals here with you before you enter a contract?
Oh, I'm not entering the contract. I just want to hear. I want to know what the catch is.
Fair enough. There's no catch. He just kind of smiles, leans in. These ain't exactly what you'd call legal.
I'm listening.
Alright, fair enough. Like I says, I've just got 3 jobs for you. Just kind of reaches into his waistcoat and pulls out 3 scrolls. Opens the first one. Now, the client, that's not you, has requested that we bring in a shipment of wormwood. The contact, also not you, will meet the courier, that's you, outside of Salt Harbour, near one of the mills. The contact will give the courier a crate containing the wormwoods. Due to the guards' checks upon entry to Salt Harbour, it'll be up to you guys to see how you smuggle in the goods. Now, once she's inside Salt Harbour, Leave the crate at the drop-up point at the docks. And the contract will be completed. Yeah. Now, if that don't float your boat, I've got another one for you. This client, just opening another scroll, has requested that a shop vendor called Toby Newden be reminded of his financial commitments. Now, the client has not divulged what he has on old Toby, but the contractor, again that's used if you take it on, they must, you must return with at least 150 gold pieces. The gold should be deposited at the bank in the financial district. You knows where that is, yeah? It's that big purple building, shaped like a U. Got lots of trees growing out of it.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. Well, you'd need to deposit the gold there under the account name of KB. You've got that? KB.
KB.
Yeah, that's the one. Now, finally, you can use any means necessary to get hold of the requested gold from Toby. Obviously, don't go killing the guy, but you can rough him up a little if you wish. And when you're talking to Toby, if you do take this on, then you should refer to the client as your mutual friend, and Toby will understand.
Interesting.
Now, if neither of those two are up your alley, I do got something a bit more dark for you. Depends what you're into. Just opens the final scroll. Now this one, like I say, is a bit darker. The client has requested that we assassinate the Fighters Guild owner, Murug. Apparently, this guy has a tendency not only to abuse his fighters by forcing them to ingest gold jewels before a fight, he's also been known to cheat patrons out of their winnings. Now, the client has requested that the assassination looks like an accident, so suspicions can't be laid at his feet. Now, I kind of understands that. It's a bit of a shame, really, though. I was quite liked Murug and the guild, but I guess you make enough enemies in this town, and someone's bound to come knocking. And hey, maybe the next owner won't be such a dick. Now, out of those three, is there any that rings a bell, tickles your fancy? Like I says, maybe talk to your pals before accepting. One of them might want one might want another. But if you accept it, you've entered the contract. If you break that contract, you won't have my trust. And if you don't have my trust, you're not in the dark area.
That's fair enough. I'll talk to my companions when next time I see them.
Fair enough. I'll tell you what. You run along now, and we'll see you later. You dig?
That's fine. We'll see. I'll be seeing you later. I just walk out throughout the district.
That's fair enough. So yeah, you kind of leave Aja behind as you're walking out. As you do, you run into Rag, who has just come from the slums.
Gregor!
Rag, I found
happening?
the dark market.
I was just heading over to the district.
I found Aja.
You found Aja? And?
Basically, he wants us to do 3 jobs, but I think I've got something better. We need to find Iyvak.
What did he say?
Basically, he wants us to do 3 jobs, but I'll explain it when we meet up with Iyvak.
Okay. Iyvak, I believe, is where we left him.
Iyvak is still meditating at this point, as far as you guys know. As far as you guys know, yeah.
Should we head back to?
We'll head back to where he was, and hopefully he's still there.
Iyvak, are you still there?
I will stay put until I know I'm cab. So
You've started to calm down a bit now. You're still irritated, but you're not angry as such.
controllable.
As you
Then,
start-
yeah.
Yeah, it's controllable. And as you start to come to, you open your eyes and you see Rag and Gregor start bounding their way over towards you.
I will conquer this. Right, and then I'll get up. I'll start walking towards him.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Iyvak?
Companions? Yes, I'm okay. I have reflected on the circumstance, and I suppose with any eventualities, there could be a reward. So let's see what happens, hey?
That's the way to think. So,
Yes.
I've got some news, Iyvak.
Okay.
I found Arja,
Oh,
and we can get away into the dark market. But he wants us to do one of 3 jobs.
okay. Do tell.
Well, I was going to tell you, but I think I've got a better option for him. We know that he likes to go to the Fighters Guild on the night. Maybe he likes to put a bit of a wager on.
He will be going to that fight that you are now attending, I believe.
So why doesn't he put a pretty penny on me winning?
I know your memory is a little bit faulty, but you do know last time, technically, you lost.
But from what people have been saying, I only lost by a very small amount.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not the fact I don't have good faith in you. It's just how would he have good faith in you?
He adds a pretty penny. We don't get our hands dirty. It's a win-win.
Wait.
But what would happen if you lose? Not that you would, but he may think it's possible.
Good point.
Hold on. What is it that he exactly said? What were these 3 jobs?
Sorry.
What were these 3 jobs that he actually said?
Well, basically, the first one sounded like a pickup of... Is it Wormlings? Wormlings? Sorry, Tom?
I can't say. You need to make notes, guys. I can't
knew he
keep
was
on
gonna say
reminding
that.
you.
I knew he was
I'm
gonna say
sorry, but we've been doing this a while now. I can't keep giving you hints.
that. When you were saying it, I was like, oh, I hope he's writing it.
This is going to be a harsh lesson for you, Joe, but you'll learn it.
We're level 5 now, mate.
Well, we can go back and ask him anyway. Fine.
It's not the kiddie leagues anymore, Joe.
Well, the most harsh one I know is the assassination of the main leader of the Fighters Guild.
The main leader of the Fighters Guild. I only know
The big
I don't
guy.
know anybody. The big guy. What? Sherlock? He's not the leader.
He's not the leader, no. But they wanted the leader of the Fighters Guild killed, but to make it look like an accident.
The leader of the Fighters Guild. A big guy. The only person I'm coming contact within the Fighters Guild is the betters.
I'm guessing it's him then.
But he's not a big guy.
Sorry, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the betters.
The
small guy who takes the bets.
the goblin.
Myrick or or something, or
He's the betting guy though.
yes.
He's not the leader though.
I don't recall any leader.
In
The leader of the Fighters Guild. You know any leader of the Fighters Guild?
Well, I mean, we've got a full day if that is what we need to do. I'm sure that's an easier thing we could find out, because it's probably best to really confirm our target before we start talking about assassination.
As a guard walks by as you whisper that.
I suggest you take us to Abja.
Yes. I'll probably do that.
Yes, that's a mighty fine price just to get into the dark area. I mean, it best be worth it.
I was going to say, but it would be best if we could find a solution that doesn't dirty our hands, especially in Salt Harbour.
What was your solution?
Well, basically, it was to him to bet some money on me winning on the fight in the night.
But how would that get us into the dark area?
Well, he earns a bit of money from it.
You would
and
have
a bit of our trust.
You would have to offer him a no-lose situation, so you would have to offer something if you did lose as well. And then he might consider it.
Good point. I didn't really think that through.
Take us to Aja.
There we go.
Yes. All right, I'll take him to Aja.
So are you heading back then to the ruins?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you are all now pretty much back in the kind of ruined where the fountain is. It's only been a couple of minutes. Aja is still there. He's talking to that small tiefling.
Where is he?
He's up there talking to the tiefling.
I'll handle this one, Iyvak.
What you want to talk to him?
You coming with me, Gregor?
I sounded like you wanted to talk to him.
I do.
All right. Aja.
Iyvak, come along.
Oh yeah, I'm walking with you. I'm listening.
So yeah, Iyvak is just kind of behind you too. Bimit is still curled up on Rag's shoulder, just like draped around his neck at this point, just lazing in the sun. What are you two doing at the front again, sorry?
I just call out to Aja.
Hey, it's the Dragonborn from before. These your friends?
Rag. Iyvak.
This is, yeah, such
Hey.
formalities. Is this him?
He just kind of extends a hand. Hey, I knows you. You're the you are the guys that, well, you threw yourself in shit when you entered. Yeah.
No handshaking on this one.
Just kind of leaving his hand there. Ah, it's gonna be like that, eh?
It's not like anything. Gregor has informed me he would like us to do a task to enter the forbidden area.
One
Ah,
of 3 tasks.
yeah. It's only one of the 3 tests. You know, it's not all 3 of them. What would you like to know?
I'd like to know the tasks because he's sort of forgotten them.
Fair enough. Do you wants to just kind of whips out the 3 scrolls again? Do you wants to hear the actual description of the contracts again, or just the
Yes.
just the cliff notes?
The full descriptions of the contracts.
That's fair. Well, for this first one, the client has requested that we bring in a shipment of wormwood. Wormwood is it's a nice hallucinogenic for people, you know. Now, the contact that ain't you. It will meet the courier, which is you, if you take this on, outside of Salt Harbour, near one of the mills. So, outside of the influence of the new mine crystal. Now, the contact will give you a crate containing the wormwood. Now, I don't know if you've noticed yet, but there's a lot of guards around Salt Harbour. So it'll be up to you guys to how you smuggle in the goods. Now, once inside Salt Harbour, if you leave the crate at the drop-off point, then we'll call it a day on the contract.
And where is
you
the
know?
drop-off point?
The drop-off point will be at the docks.
Very well. The next
So-
contract?
If that don't tickle your leg, I've got another one. Well, there's 2 more. So with this one, the client has requested that a shop vendor named Toby Newton be reminded of his financial commitments. Now, the client has not divulged what he has on Toby, but the contractor, these guys, must return with at least 150 gold pieces. The gold should be deposited at the bank in the financial district under the account name of KB. Now, I assume you guys know where the bank is. Your dragon friend told me he did. It's that big purple building. The big purple building behind the arena.
Yes, I understand. Under the deposited under the KB.
KB. Now, I don't know who that is. And to be honest with you, I don't really care. We get our money. What else? Anyway, you can use any means necessary to get the gold from Toby. Obviously, don't kill the poor guy, but you can rough him up a little bit. Now, when you're talking to Toby, you should refer to the client as their mutual friend, and Toby will understand. Now, if you really wants to get your hands dirty, there's a final one. It's a bit darker. The client has requested that we assassinate the Fighters Guild owner, Morag. A little goblin guy.
Ah, I know who you mean.
Now, apparently this guy, well, if you know who he is, you know he's got a bit of a tendency to not only abuse his fighters, but forcing them to eat goji leaves before a fight. He's also been known to cheat patrons out of their winnings. Now, I ain't got anything against that. He ain't done that to me. But obviously it's rubbed some guy up the wrong way. Anyways, this guy has requested that the assassination, it looks like an accident. So suspicions don't fall on him. Bit of a shame. I mean, I quite like Murray, but that's how it goes in Salt Harbour. Especially in the dark area.
May I interject? Surely there must be
friend.
Surely there must be a heavier reward for such a deed compared to the others.
Well, I'll tell you what. For the assassination, I'll give you 10% of the cut. How's that float by you?
What's the cut?
Well, you just find out when you do it.
That's not a good enough answer.
I'm afraid we don't work on an assassination.
Well, let me lay it out for you this way, then, huh? I don't know yous. Yous don't know me. If I let yous into the dark area, that's a big risk. How do I know that you ain't the feds?
But let me tell you, with all due respect, we don't know each other. You've given us two, I would say, relatively easy missions, and I imagine this third one is a lot more difficult to achieve to find willing participants.
Like I says, I've got a lot of people down there just kind of gesturing that would take on these contracts. These just came in this morning. It's just an easy way for me to know that I can trust you. You get your hands dirty here, then you ain't gonna go to the guards. Second you get your hands dirty, the second you're in with us.
So you're saying if we do a more difficult mission, you may offer us better missions as a reward?
Look, I don't give a shit what you do. Just any of the missions. Just get your hands dirty in some way, shape, or form. Any of them will do. Now, if you want to do the assassination, yeah, you get a bit of a better cut, and I know that I can truly trust you. And yeah, maybe I will give you some better jobs down the line.
Okay. Would you allow us a minute to discuss?
Of course. Just kind of lowers his head, rolls his hands, and backs back into the archway.
What are you thinking, Iyvak? I know what I'm thinking.
Let's murder a goblin!
I am thinking of path of least resistance, but it depends what that 10% cut is, and would it lead to fruitier prize?
Is it worth the hassle?
I'm leaning more towards the assassination.
Of course you are, right?
Somehow I knew you'd say that. Greg?
as long as the assassination is after Gregor's fight tonight.
On that note, I assume this bet you made was a handsome sum that you gave to this chap.
Yes. I've not paid the whole amount yet, but I intend to tonight.
Out of interest, do you remember how much that amount is?
Well, I've already given him 200 gold pieces out
That's
of
correct.
600.
I thought it was 500.
I might be, 500 then.
Yeah, because you'd get 1,500 back if you succeeded.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure you remember.
How about this? If we go and place the bet tonight, or I go and place the bet tonight, we have the fight. Whether Gregor wins or loses, we assassinate him after and take all of the earnings. Split it 3 ways.
May I remind
That is a reward.
May I remind you,
Plus
Gregor,
10%.
I am a monk.
Then don't take a cut.
But he
Or
did
then don't
say
be a participant.
he's not of a moral character, though.
He's not a moral character. He's
The goblin.
a took.
All life is equal.
If all life is equal, then none of these tasks will be up for you.
I will go with the consensus of the group.
Gregor,
All that I know is I won't be taking part in the assassination. I'll be in the fight.
it's after the fight.
I will not be in the right frame of mind to be also doing an assassination.
All right. Then that means it's me and you, Iyvak, to deal with the rest. Gregor will do the fight. We will do the assassination.
We cannot get caught for this. It must not come back to us.
That's imperable. We must not get caught for this.
So, subtly, Ragnarok. Subtlety.
I agree. We must severely plan.
Just to point out, you guys have about 8 hours in game time. 9 hours. It's that evening.
So we're getting close.
That's if you're wanting to carry it out on the night of Gregor's fight. Gregor's fight is that evening, just to point out.
Okay. We will go with assassination in hope that we get a better reward and a 10% cut of whatever it may be. But I will do some digging. And if I find out this fellow is of moral character, then I cannot condone any action.
It's only fair.
But hold on a second. I'll reapproach Abjar. And
You're saying it wrong on purpose now.
Well, no, I just said it right then.
You just said Abchar.
Yeah, that's
You
not.
did.
Is that not what it is?
No, Arja.
Aja, sorry.
Yeah, Arja. Yeah, I remember our first ever session.
I don't.
I do.
I'll approach Aja. Oh, Syriac
Yep.
and Cyric. Yeah, well, that was your fault, not mine. I'll approach Aja and subtly ask him if we choose one of these.
Leans in.
If we choose one of these special contracts, are we obliged in any way to complete? Is there any consequences for failure?
Well, I ain't really. I mean, you just can't exactly You can't exactly go to the guard and say, hey, these guys over here, they ain't gonna kill this guy like I asked them to. But, if you just abandon the contract, I ain't gonna exactly let you into the dark area now, am I? We have peoples all around this place. All around Salt Harbour, you hear?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll head back over to Iyvak and say, if we take this quest, we must complete it. We have to either take it or leave it now. And if we take it, we have to see it through.
Then I cannot condone it. Not until I know the facts myself.
Very well. Then we shall leave it.
I will happily do the wormwood. And I will happily do the debt collecting.
Okay. I will let him know.
We have an accord.
I'll head back over to Aja.
Hey, he's back.
Yeah.
So,
Um.
you decided what you want to do?
Yes.
Which one, Chief? Go ahead, tell.
The fellow companions behind me would like to take a werewolf challenge.
Furry dudes.
May I say, if
Huh?
we should happen to get a chance to assassinate...
Oh, you're still in hearing of this? I'm trying to do it.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
I mean, if you followed Rag to him, then yes, you can say this. But if you have stayed with Gregor, then no, you can't hear him say this.
Did you ask me to stay, or Josh?
Well, I've headed towards him as if you was staying and speaking to him quietly.
All right, I'll go with that then. All right.
So, the fellow companions would like to take the werewolf challenge.
Oh, the wormwood, eh? Yeah, that's fair enough. Hey, that's not too bad. Just you go on. Ow.
I, however, would be
Oh,
happy to
clandestine, eh?
would be happy to take on the assassination role for myself.
Alright. You's not sure your friends would be a bit, I don't know, irritated that you's done that by yourself?
I've offered the challenge and they've not accepted.
Hey, that's fair. Hey, tell you, for that,
10%?
yeah,
Well,
10%.
To not breed aware of this to anybody.
What was that? Say that again.
Not breed aware of this to anybody on my party. So.
Hey, if you just do your job right, no one's gonna know it's a murder either.
Exactly.
So no, we keep it strong, friend.
So let's have the werewolf for all of us.
Just hand you that.
I will take on personally the conscience of the assassination of what was his name?
It was Murug, you know, the bet taker, the owner, the little goblin guy.
No.
I tell you, Murug, just kind of hand you the first one, the wormwood, as you take it, just as a word of warning, friend. Wormwood, it stinks. Like, even through the crate. Like, outside, we've got some enchantment that hides the smell, but the second it's in Salt Harbour, it's gonna stink. Any guard within 2 blocks will smell it.
I will let them know about that.
Mm. And then, as you kind of like
I will-
pocket this,
Yeah, no. So with the I'll take the scroll. What we've decided to do.
Yeah.
So put it in my pocket. The other scroll, I will very discreetly put it in the bag of paulding I've got around my side.
so as you take that first scroll, then he just kind of holds out his hand to shake yours. It's a pleasure doing business with you. As you look at his hand, you can see the other scroll, the other contract scroll, kind of tucked in his hand.
Yeah, You have to shake his hand, man.
Take it, shake it.
Pleasure. And just kind of slide the scroll to you.
Take an inch, put it in like a fold in.
Now, with the second one, there ain't really a time limit as such. He just wants it done. But the wormwood, that's due in 2 days. So not tonight, not the night afterwards, but the night after that. So on the Friday, you just need to meet the contact.
Friday to meet the contract.
Contact, yeah, and then do the job on Friday Eve itself. It's probably best that you do it on the evening rather than the daytime, you know?
And it's very smelly in Salt Harbour.
Because of the new mine crystal, you know?
I understand. Pleasure doing business with you.
You too.
We're returning shortly.
Hey, I'll see you in a little while.
We're due to leave in 3 days maximum, so we'll have this done in 2 days.
That's good to know. I'll see you in a little while then, Crocodile. Well, Crocodile, I guess.
Yeah, I don't like that, but goodbye.
Just kind of like waves his hands very showmanship and just bows before, like walking back into the archway again.
I'll head over to Iyvak and Gregor.
Yeah.
Hold the scroll of the Wormwood contract out and say, "Okay,
We're doing the wormwood?
we're doing the Wormwood. It's simple, it's easy. I'm sure we can handle it." He did mention that once we bring it into Salt Harbour, it will be very smelly, so we need to try and combat that.
Okay. I'm sure we
It's-
can
it's
figure
all in the
something out.
details. Yeah.
May I just say as well, I think it's times like this I feel the bond of the team that we make, that we actually help, you know. You understood that I have a faith that I have to continue and follow. I mean, quite religiously.
You
So
know
the
what I
fact-
like about this group? We all trust each other.
And honesty does seem to be bond. I just want to say, you have my respect, Gregor. That must have been very difficult.
Well, me?
Rag.
Such a close group, you get each other's names mixed.
I'm in
Oh,
Ragnarok.
You've been a little bit too soppy for my liking, but okay. Here's who wants a contract? Do you want me to keep it, or do you want to have a look? Here, Iyvak, have a look at the details.
I will do, my friend. Thank you.
I'll give him the scroll.
Yeah.
Just leaves me with the other. So I don't have to worry about that other scroll now.
That's fair enough.
I take it this is all the details you said then. 2 days on Friday. And then
Yeah.
evening.
It's
That's all,
got
right?
the scroll has that initial introduction that Aja read out, as well as basically Friday evening, you will get a crate at the drop-off point, which is the bread mill outside of Salt Harbour itself. Wheat mill, sorry, not bread mill. You will need to drop it off at the port, and it should be done on that Friday night. Doesn't say anything about it smelling, but that's just something that Aja has told you guys.
Could you tell me the name of this scroll? What I've got myself.
It's just a contract. It's just an assassination contract.
Assassination contract.
Yeah, we'll call it that because it'll differentiate it from the wormwood.
Right. Well, it looks like we've got time, and you've got a fight, Gregor.
I've got to prepare myself.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
go, Gregor. Come on, you got this.
At that, Rag, are you actually next to Gregor and Iyvak?
Well, I've just
Are
been
you-
speaking to Iyvak, and yeah, I've just been speaking to the lot of them, so I'm within earshot.
Okay. Well, Binnett at this point kind of wakes up and just shuffles a little bit.
I'm not being
Yeah.
Well, if he's been asleep, that's fine.
Has he though? Kind of just shuffles.
You just said he's woken up, so.
Well, he shuffles up, sorry, maybe woken up is the wrong word to say. He just kind of bristles a bit as you're slightly set away from Greg and Iyvak and just quietly, "Who are we eating?"
Oh, we're not eating anybody. Vivid. Yeah. We're not eating anybody.
Not goblin.
No goblins. No goblins.
What's that about Goblin Bimit?
There's nothing about goblins, Gregor. We've just been speaking about the 3 contracts that was on there. It's obviously hedged.
Bimit must be confused.
Maybe he's
And
just
hungry. Bimit
Yes.
hungry.
indeed. I mean, we must be famished.
Just kind of snaps a little bit.
I'm hungry.
What time is it?
Okay,
Sorry,
baby.
Midday.
midday. All right.
I'm going to take a steak. I think it's a good time to take a steak out of my person here and reward it to Bimit for being very
Quiet.
settled today.
For being very quiet.
For being very settled and forgetting that he's been on my shoulder for the entire day.
Yep, I did point out multiple times
I know
during
you
the
did,
session.
and I remembered it at the time, and then like 10 minutes went on and I just forgot all about him. You're
So
right,
you
Bimit.
you kind of reach into your bag then and pull out a steak and just drop it, and it kind of lands on your shoulder. It's a bit awkward having to hold your shoulder up like this,
Yeah,
but
well,
maybe it's like just
no, it's
gnawing
not.
into it.
I'm holding the steak at the time.
Okay, so you're just literally holding it above
Yeah,
him so he
I'm
can.
just holding it and rewarding it to him, saying,
It's funny.
Nothing.
It's funny that I didn't know
"Forget
dragons.
about
I
everything."
didn't know dragons like to eat goblins. That's funny. Why would you say that?
The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is an adult Dungeons and Dragons show by RollCast. RollCast is JB as Ragnarok, Coogan as Gregor the Last, Gareth Ryan as Iyvak Mileart, and myself, Tom Crabbe, as the DM. Our intro, midpoint, and outro theme were all created by JB, and this episode was mixed and edited by myself. A big thanks to the following for their music and ambiences, as without them, these sessions would not have quite the same atmosphere. These people are Adrian von Ziegler, Alexander Nakarada, BlackbirdBard Music, Darren Curtis Music, Kevin MacLeod, Michael Ghelfi Studios, and The Seventh Midnight. Full links to their tracks can be found in the episode description, so please check them out as they're all amazing and quite a fair few of them don't get quite enough credit for the amazing work that they do. If you yourself play Dungeons & Dragons, or even some other tabletop RPG, then I'm positive that they'll have some tracks that can help elevate your session. If you've got a hankering for more RollCast content, then follow us on Twitter at CastThatRoll, and give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/castthatroll. And on both of these, we post more information on upcoming episodes, as well as some anecdotes on sessions that took place before we could do the podcast, and some other little bits and bobs really as well. If you've listened to this episode and you want to see the video version, then why not subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for the handle @CastThatRoll on YouTube. Likewise, if you've watched this episode but you want the next one to be in podcast form, then why not search for RollCast on Spotify, iTunes, and any of the other major podcast providers. We also have a special catch-up episode on our channel right now that covers just about everything that we couldn't publish previously due to copyright issues. So if you want a little bit of background on the story so far, then why not give that a look. Thank you to everyone who has stuck around so far on these credits, and apologies for the occasional off audio and video. When we first recorded this batch of sessions, we were all quite new to this entire process, this entire recording process, and a couple of mistakes were definitely made. But stick around though, as it definitely does improve in future episodes. Episode 2, titled Tonight, drops in 2 weeks, so we'll see you on November 30th. I can't even take myself fucking seriously.
We've not even started.
I know. I can see the script, and it's like, God, I'm going to sound like such a prick.
You all right, Gaz? You ready?
And this person's meant to be inspiring confidence into us.
I mean, once we're actually underway, it's completely fine. It's just this entire addressing the camera, hello audience type of shit.